Good evening, everybody. Sammy Thunder here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Tuesday Vintage Chill and Chat. Um, Hope everybody had a solid weekend of whether it's being card shows or it being family events. Maybe you bought a thing or two. Maybe you bought a new car. It really could be anything at this moment. And just got an alert saying that I am live on my channel. I know because I am here. So I did some. I was doing some thinking over this weekend, and I feel like sometimes we can take these live streams for granted. And what I mean by that is, they're a lot of fun. We enjoy them. I enjoy the chat. I enjoy the conversations that I have with everybody. But to me, doing this part of it, I mean, a small. I mean, you can ask the next person; they might have a different answer. But part of it is, growing within the community. Not so much myself, but kind of helping others grow too. And I have a lot of guys that jump in on the live streams, and we don't really get a chance to talk about their viewership on their channel. And I mean, that's obviously not really the point of doing these live streams, but every now and then I like to try to throw out the opportunities to help others grow. And this is a great area to do it in, because in a live stream setting you have a lot of eyes watching, and it's good. It's a very easy and a good way to get the word out there in other channels. And the one thing I would say is I have picked out a number of channels, one of which is actually in the standby room right now. He's a guest, so I'm going to bring him on. And these guys, listen, the two guests that are waiting in the standby, I see you guys, so just hang tight there for a second. I just want to finish this little monologue. So, the one thing I'll say as a content creator, and I think every content creator experiences this, is the grind. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, because a lot of us work full-time jobs, and when we're not working full-time jobs, we're structuring, we're coordinating, we're thinking about what sort of content we can make that people will enjoy. And I think a lot of us internally think believe we want to make videos that we enjoy first, but we also think maybe others will enjoy as well. Whether it being showing cards, whether it being talking the hobby, whether it being an SGC submission you're about to send in, whether it being a card show you went to, whether it being your top 100 cards, or top 100 players, like Iconic Al does. The point is that it's a grind, and it takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of patience to be able to do that. And so I thought tonight would be an opportunity to share some channels that really are working very hard to do exactly that. And so I have three guests in the waiting room right now. I'm going to bring them in, and if they don't mind, I'm going to go through the first channel that I wanted to display. Before we do that, I'm going to bring in these guys. Hello, Jason. Hello, Orlando, and hello, John.
Hey,
how's it going? How are you guys?
Hey, John.
Good to see you guys again.
Good to see you too.
I was just looking at some baseball cards.
No surprise there. So yeah, the Vintage Chill and Chat doesn't really have any sort of theme, but I wanted to just talk a little bit about the grind, about content, being a content creator, and it takes a lot of time to develop I wouldn't say a brand, because a brand is the wrong word, but to develop what your channel is all about. And sometimes it takes a lot of time to have that sort of growth. And I feel like a live stream setting is great for that, because we have 21 people here And chances are there's at least 1 or 2 people of those 21 that are not subscribed to your channel. And it would be great to be able to kind of express the opportunity to showcase that. Just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
No, definitely. Yeah, I'm somewhat new to this. All three of you have been doing it quite a bit longer than I have. I was a lurker for all three of you for probably a year or 2 years before I even jumped on, as most people know. I try to keep it simple, stupid. I've only been doing this for about 6 months. And the reality is the name of my channel, The Everyday Card Collector. I try to stay true to that. I'm not a real high production value guy. I don't have $1 million cards, but I love doing this. I love making the videos. I love, showing the cards. I love the hobby. So my main focus initially was to just kind of show that you can do this and you don't have to spend a lot of money to do this. Now in time, as I save money, as I go to nationals and Strongsville and different shows, yeah, I'll buy bigger cards, and bigger cards is different for everybody. But I shot a video today. I showed something and it cost me $22, and I am pumped for it. It is awesome. So I just try to keep it simple, stupid in that manner. I mean, I'm sure John and Orlando might have a different spin. They've been doing it way longer than me, but I'm still at the having a blast stage. I'm loving it. So I have no problems. It's fun for me. Even editing and all that stuff is still fun for me at this point.
Orlando or John, what are your takes?
Yeah, I guess I'm the next kind of rookie. I've been doing it about almost 2.5 years now. I think I started a little bit after Sammy. And my reasons for starting the channel was a little bit different. My dad had just passed away, and I shared a lot of my collection with him. And really, nobody knew, as far as my family, didn't know exactly what was in my collection, because a lot of it was put away. And I was a lurker for a long time. I was just watching John and Mike, baseball collector, for a long time. And I figured, something happens to me, nobody knows anything about my collection but me. So I said, I'm going to document my collection. I talked to my daughter, and she helped me set up the channel, and she basically did the logo and did my first video. And then it just took off from there. I started just kind of showing my collection, talking a little bit about it, explaining a little bit about the cards, because some of them, they're pre-war, and at least I wanted my family to know what they were and what I had, so they don't just go and pawn it off somewhere, So that's really how I started my channel, just really documenting my collection.
I think that's...
Yeah, so Sammy, for me, I'm one of the few people that started throwing some videos up before I even knew there was a card community, or before I saw anybody else's video. As I didn't really know there were card channels. I didn't know people showed cards on here. I've always collected in obscurity, and I was just by myself collecting for years, and just started to, I guess, reach out and show some of my cards, try to give a little tidbit of information. I didn't know if anybody would watch or not. But when it comes to building a channel, I think, you have to decide what you want to do, because there's all kinds of different folks on here, right? You have the ones who want to have a money-making channel, and you got to put a lot more time into it, be consistent with it. Then you have people like me, who I just do it for fun and the camaraderie, and to try to pass on a little bit of education. I just kind of go off my whims. I record what I want to record when. I don't do a whole lot of editing usually. So I think it just depends on what your goals are. If you want to be a big channel, then you need to kind of go down that expert route, the news route. You need to be consistent. You need to have great editing, that kind of thing. You need to show a lot of prices. the blind reveals, pack rips, those kinds of things.
Yeah, I think it's there's many different avenues you can go down, and I think the one thing over time is you kind of develop a theme for your channel. So, um, kind of everybody. I mean, there's some people that, as you mentioned, are educators, storytellers. Um, I guess you can call them tour guides if you want, if you will. When you go to card shows, you can showcase the shows and such. But so I wanted to bring up Jason's channel because I think Jason's channel, he started it I think right after the National of last year.
I started a Christmas Day was the first video that I posted. Yeah.
But I'm going to showcase that first. I want everybody to see it, so I'm bringing it up, and I think it's important because I mean we want to be able to see growth. I think that's important to share that. So we have 28 people here, and Jason's been working hard. He's been busting at getting putting content out there. You can kind of see he's really been very consistent, which is what you want to see with a content creator that loves collecting. And you can see it's not all completely vintage. There's some a little bit modern mixed in there. So what I want to do here, I'm going to take your link, the address, I'm going to post it in the chat, and I encourage everybody to please go subscribe to Jason's channel. I'll be sharing some other channels as well as we go.
Oh, geez. Thanks, Sammy. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always joke. I think I texted you when you shot me the link. I said, I'm like your Ed McMahon and you're the Johnny Carson. I said, I'm on every one of your lives.
Yeah.
Said, are these people going to get sick of seeing me? And again, growth is awesome. That's part of the fun. It gives you a little bit of satisfaction that there are people watching what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I know it sounds so dang cliche. When it stops becoming fun, I don't know if I'm going to do it. And I know, John, you've taken hiatuses, and you've even talked about the collecting as a hobby as a whole. If it's no longer fun, what am I doing it for? And I'm much more green than like a John, or even you guys. Sammy, you and Orlando have been doing it for 2.5, 3 years now at this point, and so I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and having a blast with it. So I mean, I'm good right now. I'm sure I have experienced times where I'm like, oh man, do I really want to shoot a video? And it's been 6 days, and do I need to? But all I have to do is jump on and watch 1 or 2 videos, and I get right back into I can show something, or I can do this, I can show that. So I do encourage people to give it a shot, if they feel like it's something that they want to do. I think in talking to most of you, particularly Orlando and you, Sammy, when I was lurking, you were encouraging me to start, and it took me probably 8 or 9 months of that encouragement to even do it. So, I should have done it earlier, I guess is what I'm saying. I regret not starting it earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to make some videos and upload them. Some people you've seen come out the gate and they're just like balls to the wall, doing 3 videos a day, and you could burn yourself out trying to do too much. Other people put themselves on a tight schedule and then find that more stressful. And just be you. Don't be afraid to just hit that record button and upload some things. Well, maybe we should go around. I mean, this might be helpful for content creators. If maybe we should go around and say what we enjoy watching, what we don't enjoy watching, or what draws us to channels. Maybe that would be helpful. I don't know.
Yeah, so, kick it off, John. What don't you like versus what you do like?
Well, I'll keep it positive. I don't just because not we all like and dislike different things, right? So for me, this is my hobby, and I am into the collecting. I don't sell. I don't buy my cards as a investment first and foremost. So for me, I don't really enjoy all the money talking and people telling me what I should collect, or that kind of thing. what I do enjoy is being educated, learning about new card sets and learning about new players and learning about different facets of the hobby that maybe I don't know that much about. So for me, it's more about being educated, being entertained a little bit. You know, there's I don't really care. There are some people that type out like every word they're going to say and they read it and it sounds like they're reading it. I think you really have to work hard to relate to your viewer and, be yourself. Um, that's what I have to say for now.
I think John says it all right there, and he's completely right. I agree with him. You just got to be yourself, and just put out there what you feel you want to see yourself. That's what I do. I mean, I like John's videos because I like to see people showing cards that some of them I've never seen, some history of certain players that I haven't heard of or heard a little bit about. I just like John says, I want to see other people's collection. I want to see what kind of things they pick up, what they're collecting, and see some of the stuff that maybe I would like that I don't have. John's got a lot of really cool cards that I've never had seen before, and it's not that he influences anybody. Well, he does, but it's that when you see something you don't see very often, you want to learn more about it, you want to read more about it, and those are the kind of things that really attract me to the channels. I don't like the kind of channels that are, the sports card dad type thing that half the channel is a commercial, those type of things. I don't want to see commercials. I just want to see someone showing their cards, their pickups, their collection, what their plans are, those type of things. Just be yourself and talk about you and your collection and your stuff. Basically,
Orlando,
that's what I like.
Orlando, I'll bet you're the same way, but I can bet you that every single channel I'm subscribed to, which is a lot, hundreds, I have bought a card because they showed it. Like I've been influenced or inspired, saw a card I didn't have, or maybe even I have a near set and they showed a card that I had never seen before, even though I've been collecting all these years and collecting that set. I probably picked up a card that was inspired by just about everyone that I ever watched on here. And but back to your point, you say that you're not into those types of channels, and I'm not either. But for a lot of content creators, like those are the channels that get all the subscribers, right? So that goes back to my point of what is your goal on here? If you're trying to run a business and you have to do that kind of stuff, and it might not be fun for all of us to watch. I don't know. It does amaze me if you go on to some people with all these subscribers. Oftentimes they don't get a lot of comments or interaction. And I always wonder where are all these subscribers? Have they left the hobby? Did they buy them? Where are they coming from? And the only reason I really bring that up is if you have a channel, don't always compare yourself to what's going on with these other channels. It may not be a fair comparison. And again, I'm just going to reiterate, like, be yourself, be genuine. I have no artistic value whatsoever. I can't paint, I can't draw, I can't do any of that. But man, I used to watch Bob Ross. I don't know why. If I catch him on, I was just drawn to him because he was himself and he just had some sort of charisma. And everybody I've ever talked to has stopped and watched Bob Ross paint.
I think that's kind of a gift though, John. There are people out there who just have that charisma, right? And the first time you turn on the camera and you point it at yourself and you try to make a video, you shrivel up and shrink up pretty quick. There are those who are just natural at it. If you're in outside sales, if you're outgoing, if you don't mind talking in public, those things come natural to you. There's a lot of people out there who struggle even talking to the camera right here. And I understand that. I am, and I jokingly say it, I'm probably a lot more buttoned up on my videos. I am a loud, obnoxious guy. I really am. So like this came easy to me sitting in front of the camera. So it wasn't a problem, And,
see, That's the
I want to
opposite
see
for
more of
me.
the obnoxiousness.
You'll
show that?
well, if you're at the National, you'll definitely see some of that.
Yeah. That's the opposite for me, Jason. I'm more shy. I don't want to be on the camera. The only time I'm on the camera now is because it's more like FaceTiming with my friends. You know, that's what it feels like. So
Right.
I'm good with that. But
And
as
that's
far
why I
as,
love these. That's why I love these
yeah,
lives. This is
it's
part of
great.
it. You know,
This to me is the best part of YouTube, is being live with your friends. It's like, you know, hey, let's have a get together. And we can't all be in the same place, but we can with this, you know. But
Yeah,
for
I
me,
mean,
I'm
if you're
just hesitant, and you know, I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable talking to just a camera. You know what I mean?
right, right. No, I get it. I sure, you know, everyone, you hear from everybody, they shoot their first video and they took like 15 retakes to get it done. You're stumbling and, you know, and it took 15 times to get that 10-minute video out.
just pretend like a friend of yours, a collecting friend, it came to visit, and he's in your card room or wherever you video, and you're
That's
just
what it is,
talking
right?
one-on-one to
Yeah.
him.
I mean, I'm
Because
amazed
it's
that,
just a camera.
yeah, I'm amazed. Like my children, I have 2 daughters, they were younger. And at a young age, they were in dance and student council and all that good stuff. And they were talking in front of crowds of hundreds of people and dancing in front of crowds of thousands of people. And I thought to myself, when I was that age, there was no way I would have done that, you know. And they overcame that. And now they're very social, you know, they present themselves very well. And I think that all plays a part in it. But to your point, Orlando, not being comfortable, if you have a true passion for what you're doing, which you do, it comes across. It's genuine, and I think that's important. There are plenty
Orlando's
of guys.
definitely genuine.
Right, exactly. There are, you know, I've said it 1,000 times, and I'm not blowing smoke when I do videos, and I'm talking about, because I prefer guys showing cards, and I don't care what it is. I just want to see cards. But education-wise, it's Rick, Vintage Oddball Cards. It's Orlando. It's Mangini. And it's Dave Blue Jacket 66, right? That's like the Rushmore. If you want to learn about stuff, go watch those guys. That's what you want to watch. You know, no one's ever accused John of not being himself, so sometimes you get a little extra, which I love. That's my favorite. But entertainment and learning about sets is important, but also you have to just like you said, John, you feel a connection. Like I started watching Sammy pretty early on, and I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool stuff. You know, he was one of the first channels I subscribed to, and I'm like, I'm kind of digging this, and this is fun. And I remember, Sammy, you were reaching out saying, I'd like to connect with more content creators, which led me to, you know, learn about other content creators when I was lurking. So it's, you know, it's kind of sappy, but the community is the community, and it's a lot of fun. You know, as sappy as it sounds.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting is even though there may be certain types of content that I don't enjoy watching, sometimes there's somebody who I don't know, I just connect with, and I'll watch it anyway. You know, because for whatever reason you're drawn to that person, or maybe I met them in person and got to know them and see them from a whole new light now because I got to be with them one-on-one, you know, because when you first see a channel, you're first watching a video of a channel, you know, that's just a first impression. You don't know who they are. You don't know what the channel's about. You're just seeing this one thing.
Right.
You know, like I had some guy, I misspoke, and I called Eddie Wakis, like it just slipped out as I was going, and I didn't catch it. And, you know, somebody told me they love us vintage collectors who know nothing about baseball and nothing about sports, and we don't know the players. And I'm like, well, clearly this is the only video he's ever watched, and he wants to, you know, jump on me because I happen to have a misspeak.
Right.
Clearly I know who those players are. And obviously if he watched my channel, he would know that I show all those players and talk about the history of baseball and so forth. But you know, you get that on here, and a lot of people leave, I think, because of it, because there's such idiots that just love to, you know, bash you in the comments.
That's kind of what we were referencing on the last live you had on For Collectors, Sammy. When Jake was bringing up, you know, everybody bashing Ty Cobb. Now that it's kind of just what society and what social media brings now. There's that shock value and that and that need to take the opposition, so whatever it is. So Josh Gibson stats and the Negro League player stats getting into MLB is a positive thing. And somehow someone turns that into bashing Ty Cobb, right? So to me, it's
What were they bashing Ty Cobb about?
He was he was just mentioning that what he was seeing on some of the social media sites is bringing up the fact that Ty Cobb was a racist, and he was trying to explain that that's not all definitely documented and found, and it's been actually quite the opposite if you dig in a little bit. Is I think he said his father or his grandfather was an abolitionist, and he's done some things for African Americans back then. And so I guess the point that he was making, and I was agreeing with, it just becomes a counterculture world, especially on social media. I mean, it is truly a keyboard warrior mentality.
You know, these merging of stats from the different leagues, you know, this is causing a lot of controversy. And in some regard, it's, you know, it's rightfully so. First of all, yes, Ty Cobb came from a long family of abolitionists. And his father was a state senator, and he actually lost his race because he was an abolitionist. His father was an abolitionist. And, you know, I think people just, if you're from the South, they just assume you're a racist. They say that about a lot of Southern players. And Ty Cobb has always got that knock. And I'm not sure it's fair. I'm not sure we know. But he does come from a family of abolitionists. I'll just say that. As far as Josh Gibson having the highest batting average, I mean, if we want to be fair about it, if you want to look up his MLB stats, according to them, he struck out 11 times in his entire career, and he played 8 seasons without striking out a single time. Now, that to me seems absurd. And to me, I don't know how you could possibly calculate an accurate batting average if you don't even know how many times he struck out.
Right.
Now, that doesn't mean that he's not a legend and one of the greatest baseball players that ever lived. We already knew that. But to elevate and just like kick Ty Cobb off and put him on as the top batting average, you know, I mean, it's people that are questioning that shouldn't be hated. I mean, you know, they're coming from a true place, because stats have been everything to baseball history, and stats in the MLB. And so, you know, it's if they can't be verified, and you're just elevating somebody to be the leader without, you know, true absolute facts and stats, you shouldn't just come down on people who are questioning it, is my point.
Oh, and I agree.
John has some great points there, because, you know, obviously, and they'll all tell you that the Negro League stats were not as accurate as the Major League stats. You know, there's a lot of inconsistencies. There's a lot of games that weren't really even kept track of. There's a lot of stuff that is out there that it's just not accurate. You know, it's just not out there. And you know, the other issue is with Ty Cobb, and I talked about this in my video that I did today. Ty Cobb went to Cuba and played against the black players in Cuba.
Yes, he did.
You know, he played against Jose Mendez, and he played against all these black players, along with Christy Mathewson did the same thing. So, you know, if you don't know history, if you just hear, the problem with this society right now is they hear one comment, one line, a few words, you know, it's a bloodbath. And then all of a sudden the whole thing is, oh, he's a racist. And you know what? Look at the facts. Look at it. Go back. I mean, there are Cuban cards of Ty Cobb in 1910. And he went down to Cuba. He associated with all of the black Negro League players that played in the Negro Leagues. He played with them down there. You know, I mean, so if somebody was a true racist, they would never even play against those guys, not even on the same field and that kind of stuff. So,
right.
You know, I think if you look at history, and that's what you need to look at, you know, not just that one word, that one line that just blows up on the internet, and that's the way it is, and that's the case. And the other thing we were talking about, you know, going back to the YouTube, you know, you're always going to make some mistakes when you're doing a YouTube video, and you're just like me and John just talking out there, you know, you're just saying what you're recalling, what you're remembering, without editing. every once in a while you make a little mistake. But yeah, sometimes, yeah, people do jump on that, again, on that one thing, a 20-minute video, and you said one thing that you maybe was wrong, Hey,
Yeah.
You got to look at the whole context of the whole thing and the whole history of Ty Cobb, the whole history versus just that, so-and-so said this.
I want to add something conversely, right? Conversely, everybody said that Josh Gibson had over 900 home runs. Is that folklore or is it true? Now, according to his Major League Baseball stats, what's he have? 166? So do you believe that's true? He probably has way more than that. And that's my point. Like, the stats aren't accurate. If you look at Ray Dandridge, one of the greatest Negro League players. But if you look at his stats, they're awful because they didn't keep stats. And they played far fewer games. They played, Orlando, what were there? 5 different leagues that made up the Negro Leagues.
Yeah.
So they played in other countries.
They played in other countries.
Like, for instance, if we want to take other leagues and merge the statistics, should Sadaharu be at the top of the home run list?
Yeah. Right.
Or are you a racist if you say no, Japanese players shouldn't be included? It's I'm not taking a side. I'm presenting everything that it's way more complicated than just they should be, they shouldn't be. It's way more complicated.
Right. I mean, if you look in Cuba, the leagues, they were professional leagues and they had big players over there. Are you going to take those stats also? Because a lot of the Negro Leaguers did play in Cuba. They don't have those stats, and those stats aren't accurate either.
Yeah,
those
Mexico.
Are way back when. Mexico, all of these different countries that they all played, but you can't use the stats. I mean, it's just.
Now think about this: when they first integrated, most of your MVPs right after they integrated were black players, correct?
Yeah.
So that shows you that they talented group of players came from that league. However, if you want to take the other side, and this is why I'm saying it's very complicated. If you want to take the other side, were the majority as good as MLB? Because I don't believe there's a single Negro League player who had better stats in Major League Baseball than they had in the Negro Leagues. Do you know of any that had better stats in MLB? But we had a lot of MVP. Most of the MVPs that came out, rookies of the year, Joe Black was a rookie of the year. Many MVPs, once they integrated, it was mostly black players.
Yeah. Now, again, those were the best of the black players that they tried to bring in initially, the Monty Irvins and the Minnie Minosos and all that
right.
stuff.
So what was the depth like? That's I guess what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
What was the depth like?
Yeah.
Because if they had better stats in Major League Baseball, or the same stats in Major League Baseball, then you could make the argument, hey, it's absolutely the same quality of the talent they're playing against.
The competition, is it the same? And you have to look at it and think that probably the Major League talent was better, just because, they just sourced from more further away. And, it's just, I think the Major Leagues, they had, of course, more teams, more players. The Negro Leagues were smaller. And when they went to the play in the winter leagues over there, I mean, they didn't play that many games. I mean, that's really one of the other things that you talked about, John. They just didn't play that many games.
Yeah, they played
they
average like 50 a season.
Yeah,
so I think you can almost liken it to like now. If you were to take it to modern times, it's like comparing the UFL, the current football league that's running right now, to the NFL. I mean, it's just night and day, right? And you may bring 1 or 2 players over into the NFL, but the competition itself, the amount of games that are played in the NFL is more. So you couldn't, if there was a career in the UFL, if that's what it is now, I think it was the XFL, now it's the UFL, whatever they're playing currently right now. But if you were to
Josh Gibson and those guys, I mean, they played in Cuba, and there's a lot of players in Cuba that were great, but there's others that were not. The same thing in Mexico. It's less talent overall. I was talking today about Jose Mendez that pitched a game and he lost 4-0. He pitched a 5-hitter because his team made 6 errors. So that's going to happen when you're playing less talent. And I think that, you know,
Right,
that's
guys.
why it looks like, you know, Josh Gibson hit 800 home runs.
Right.
A lot of it was against a lot of weaker pitching.
Well, I mean, we don't even know how many he hit. I mean, they credit him with 166. It's got to be more than that. But is it really over 900 in a 50-game season? That's
Right.
We'll never
as long as he
know.
played.
The numbers
it's not
aren't
even
there.
believable.
The stats aren't kept. I mean, we'll never ever really know because a lot of those games there was no stats or bad.
Yeah,
stats.
and they played. So they played a lot of barnstorming tour games, and like we're talking about, they played all over the place. So does that mean that we could take, you know, Dave Parker played in the Winter League in like what, Puerto Rico? Can we take his Puerto Rican stats and add them so I can get him into the Hall of Fame?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
What
hey,
I
we
do-
don't.
I mean, it's a very complicated issue, and
What I do like about it, though, John, and it's something to kind of bring it back to the point of where society is nowadays. You had mentioned earlier, you said, I'm not necessarily taking a side, and you presented the case one way, and then you presented the opposition at the same point in time. We don't do that anymore in conversation in this country.
no, we don't.
It's an argument.
People will hear what they want to hear, and if they didn't like something I said, they won't listen to anything after that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The ability
And they'll
to
just take a
debate
side.
and have a common sense conversation, that's what makes this so great. To have this, you know, I would have in depth just hearing you, Orlando, and hearing John, I'm thinking to myself, well, I think it's great that they brought in those stats, but just in what you guys have stated in the last 5 minutes, it makes me think, well, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Like,
Look,
how
listen,
accurate
there's
is
no
it? How many games?
We lost Sammy. We lost
Yeah, I see that.
John. That's okay. I mean, there's no doubt that Josh Gibson was the best Negro League player there. I mean, all of the Negro League players, all of the books, everything that you hear, Josh Gibson was the best player. But the problem is the numbers aren't really there to bear it out. But Josh Gibson, obviously, was the best Negro League player ever. There's no doubt about it.
I don't know. Was he better than
was
Martin
he better
Dahiga?
than Babe? Was he better than Babe Ruth? That's the question. Was he better than Ty Cobb?
I just want to share
But
this.
here's the thing. Why do we get so wrapped up in GOATs? Why couldn't they all have just been great players and we appreciate them for what they? You know, part of the allure of those players
I'll see my
in the
roster
Negro Leagues is the fact that we don't, you know, it's legend. We don't know. Like, it's
we
legend.
don't know.
Maybe some of them weren't as good as we think they were. Who knows?
Right.
But that's part of the allure. Like, I grew up from the time I was a little kid knowing about Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson. You know, from as long as I can remember, I knew Josh Gibson was called the Babe Ruth of the Negro League. You know, he is a legend, and everybody wants to collect their stuff, and everybody, you know, respects these guys. But it's like, here's my thing. I think it hurts his legacy if people believe you're making up a stat just to put him at the top of the list.
Yeah,
I agree.
That will actually hurt his legacy, because now you're creating controversy, and you're taking a guy who is a legend and tainting it in some way.
I agree.
Good point.
I just want to share this real. I mean, you guys are obviously, this conversation is very much involved, but I just want to chime in a few things you were talking about. Statistics in the Negro Leagues were very scattered because of the fact that there was so much disorganization at the beginning of it, really, and then it really solidified when Rube Foster came under control. And he was ruling with an iron fist. And honestly, good for him, because he was able to create structure. He was able to rally around his players and be able to kind of give there have always been professional games, but he put the Negro Leagues on a different platform entirely. And I don't know what the years are that he was ruling as
1920 was when he literally kind of became the commissioner. He gathered all the money and actually set up the official leagues and where they were going to play and all the different teams, and gathered all the players. So he is the father of Negro Leagues.
I just want to add as well that I stepped away for a minute because I wanted to try to find something that I haven't finished reading, but I think maybe you guys have read it, and it's called Only the Ball Was White. And it's written by Robert Peterson, A History of Legendary Black Players and All Black Professional Teams. And, you know, I've only gotten so far in it, but like 150 pages in, and it's remarkable how difficult it is to keep track of all the different leagues, all the different teams, and just seeing how many leagues started and how many leagues folded. And then another one came in, then another one came in. And like I mentioned, we were just talking about, Rube Foster was able to kind of see what was going on and kind of take what he's seen and apply his own craft and his persistence. And and honestly, I think and I would say in some cases, he probably rubbed a lot of players the wrong way, because a lot of players wanted to be more independent, and he was trying to kind of create his own sphere of influence on the league, and some players didn't like it, but um, it's just interesting. So again, yeah, figured if there's a good book, this is probably the book that I've read so far that seems to be the most accurate in terms of these scarce details that we don't get a chance to really hear about too often.
Yeah. And like what John was saying earlier, they were doing a lot of barnstorming back in those days, and they would sometimes play 2 games in 2 different cities. And that the Negro League was the first time they ever played night baseball, was the Negro League game.
Just looking through the book right now, I'm just seeing some of the photos that are here. And here's a cool one.
This is the card I got today in ComC, the Jose Mendez card. He played from 1909 to about the 1930s, mid-1930s, and he was the top player. He was called the Black Diamond. And this is the back of the card that talks about it. The Josh Gibson of this set has just gone like ridiculously crazy just in the last 2 weeks.
I looked it
all
up
his
today.
cards went through the roof.
I looked it up
nobody
today.
ever heard of him before.
Right. I just for giggles, I looked it up after watching your video, Orlando. I'm like, what's the Josh going for? I'm like, this is insane.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's a 74, right? It's a Laughlin 74.
Yeah, decades after his playing days.
That's fear of missing out here, FOMO now. Everybody's all jumping on it,
Yeah.
Well, what's that card going for? I know Dom had mentioned it can't get much higher, but the card that Ray had mentioned in his Hall of Fame, the 50, what was it, the 50 Toladeros? Or?
Oh, no, the Toladeros is 100,000 plus.
Yeah, that's like 1947. That's like, what is that, 2 years after his playing days?
Yeah, it's
a few years after his playing days.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that card's insane. That'll be one of the most expensive cards. It already was super expensive, but I suspect now that'll be one of the top 3 most expensive cards in the hobby.
Wow.
Yeah.
According to PSA, right? I mean, according to PSA, a near mint 8 is $150,000.
Yeah.
It'll be more. It'll be more.
Oh yeah, that
number one. It's so scarce.
All this
it's not like the 52 Nano where there's thousands of them. There aren't very many of them. No. And now that he's the all-time batting leader, it's going to go for way more than that, especially in an 8.
Yeah,
so we kind of got off topic a little bit, Sammy. I feel bad. We were talking YouTube and we just derailed you a little bit.
That's okay. That's sort of what happens.
Sammy,
I just want to add that one of the best things that came from all of this is there's a lot of players who even myself weren't familiar with, who now everybody's going to be familiar with. It's like Orlando, like you and I are big Martin Dahigo fan. Well, there's still most baseball fans still don't know him. And when they integrated these stats, I don't think that's changed that. But he's one of the greatest baseball players to ever live.
Yeah, Martin Dahigo, he's the greatest Cuban player ever. Dahigo did it all. Dahigo had over 280 wins. Dahigo batted a lifetime average of over 300. And he played every single position from catcher. And Dahigo is a legend, is the best player ever to come out of Cuba.
And he faced Satchel Paige twice and beat him both times.
Exactly.
Even though he wasn't predominantly a pitcher.
Yes, that's right. That's right. He still won.
He was just a great all-around talent from everything I can decipher and hear and read.
Yeah. 1 year he won the best pitcher. He won the ERA title, the win title, and he was the batting leader.
Yeah, he that one year they credit him with something like a 370 some batting average and a 0.93 ERA the same
Yeah, he
year.
was like, I think he was like 20-2 with a .0 something ERA and batted 372.
Yes, insane.
So he'd be getting Shohei Ohtani money right
But
now if
did
he
you
was
ever?
playing.
So since
No, you
they
know the funny
integrated,
thing. Let me tell you, John, real quick. The funny thing is that my son plays the MLB thing, and he pulled up to, and I told him check out Martin Dihigo because supposedly he was in the game. He says Martin Dihigo is like the best player in the game. He says in the video game.
is that right?
Yeah.
He should
He
be.
says it's like a guy that when you do the code that he does everything right. You know,
Right.
you can put him in every position and pitch him and hit him and.
I'll show you my age. We used to have a video game. It was called Tecmo Bowl, and it was football.
Yeah.
And if you were
Yeah.
Walter Payton, you could do no wrong. You could run around the field, no one could catch you, and you'd score every time.
Bo Jackson.
Right, Bo
Family Guy
Jackson was
has
another
Bo
one.
Jackson was
Did
it.
you ever see the Family Guy episode where he's Bo Jackson and nobody could tackle him? It's
Right,
funny.
he's just running
And he
in
runs the whole
circles.
length of the field,
Right.
back and forth, up and down. I remember there was one year, I forget the video game, but Tony Dorsett, the year he played with Denver, he was pretty unstoppable.
Yeah.
Was that one of the early Maddens?
That had to be one of the early Maddens, I'm guessing. I was horrible at video games. Absolutely horrible. Hence the cards. Something
Yeah.
that's something that is something I can enjoy. So
So I'm reading a part of the book that talks about Josh Gibson. And so Walter Johnson said that his description of Gibson as a rocking chair catcher with a rifle arm suggests otherwise. Joining Walter Johnson in his opinion that Josh was a superior catcher is Roy Campanella, who was beginning his career in professional baseball with the Baltimore Elite Giants in '37, about the time Gibson reached his peak. Campanella said that Gibson was a graceful, effortless receiver with a strong, accurate arm. He was, said Campy, not only the greatest catcher, but the greatest baseball player I ever saw.
there's the legend that you were talking about, John. Does that get tarnished when they build this controversy now?
I mean, the worst thing.
Yeah, I mean, and to be the greatest of all time doesn't necessarily mean you have to have the greatest stat.
Right.
I mean, Babe Ruth has been regarded as the greatest, and he doesn't have the highest batting average, but he has a very high one. He doesn't have the all-time home runs, but he has, he's high on that list. What I find interesting is since they redid these stats, and if they include the 1800s, Rogers Hornsby had that one year where he batted .424, and when I was looking at the stats, he is now 10th on the single season batting type, record. On the single season batting .424, he's now 10th. Think about that. Are these stats legit?
Right.
So should they put an asterisk on those, John?
I don't know. Like, how do you merge leagues? It's you play different number of games. You play around the world. In other countries, barnstorming tours.
I agree. I mean, what do you do?
I don't know how they're equal.
It's crazy because what happens with, let's say, the Japanese stats? Why don't we include Ichiro's stats in Japan when he played in Japan as major league stats?
Then he's the all-time hit king.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something to think about. I don't know if
and he would have been if he
maybe
started.
They'll do that in the future. Who knows? I mean,
he would have been the all-time hit king if he started in the majors at a young age. That guy can knock it everywhere.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It is what it is. We got to accept it. And the thing that's a shame as collectors is that they don't have any playing days cards of these Negro League players that are American cards made in the United States. I mean,
right,
of everything but the Negro League, there is none. No Negro League card set. Nothing.
But I kind of love that because I love to collect, as you do, Orlando, the international cards.
Right.
I love that.
You have no choice.
Yeah.
That's why the lot
and it makes them way more scarce.
Yeah.
Not everybody has them. My two Martin Dehigo cards are like my prized possession.
Oh man, I need to get that second year Dahigo. I'm going to look for that at the National.
Yeah, Ray Dandridge. When you read about Ray Dandridge and you hear about him, he was supposedly, one of the great players. But look up his stats. They're
Yeah,
awful because they didn't keep stats back then. His stats are nothing. Like they barely have any.
yeah. And Dandridge's rookie card is the Caramelo Deportivo. I think you have that card.
You know what? I have the more scarce year after that.
Oh, okay.
And I want the other one, and I had the choice for about the same amount of money, and I went with the more scarce one.
That's the right thing to do.
I don't give anything about rookie cards, right?
Yeah.
I would rather have the more scarce one.
That's why I picked up the second year Minoso, because that one you never see it anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
same
the rare
thing.
card than the rookie. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get wrapped up in the rookies, and when you go way back in time, I mean, it gets so convoluted. Yeah. What is Walter Johnson's rookie card? True rookie. Ty Cobb. There's a postcard from like 1906. Yeah. And they'll of course, whoever's selling it is going to tout it as a rookie card. Of course they are.
I'm still waiting for them to make the 67 Seaver postcard the rookie card. Right, Sammy?
Yeah, well, people didn't want to wait any longer for the 52 Mantle, so they just turned it into his rookie card.
Right.
Just because they wanted it to be.
Right.
It's funny. Nobody ever says the 52 Mays is his rookie card. But they always say the 52 Mantle is.
Today, I found a new home for the 55 Stallmeyer Monty Irvin.
You did?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. The guy
Did you mail it to me? I didn't get it yet.
Is somebody who reached out who was interested in it. So it's a good opportunity. I'm happy it's a viewer of the channel. He was interested. So
I didn't know you were selling it.
Yeah.
So that's my question. If we're staying on this theme, it seems to me obviously Jackie Robinson having the historical significance to the game itself. Is it me? Am I out of line when I say it seems like a lot of these bridge players are completely undervalued? Like when I look at Larry Doby and his contribution, and he came in a month or 2 months after Jackie, and I see the price of his cards, I just question if people, and maybe it's just a name thing at that point in time, but can you appreciate all the things that he did and he had to go through to get into the league 2 months later?
People, it's the one. Right, the one name,
right?
The one that's just no one will ever
the first
be the same,
right?
Yeah, you can only have one first. Yes, that's exactly right. And for whatever reason, there are just some players that are just larger than life. They have a charisma about them. I always said Magic Johnson was like that. He had a charisma about him where people were just drawn to him. And you see what's going on with Caitlin Clark now. Some people just have that superstar status, whether it's because they broke an all-time record or they were the first to do something, or sometimes it's just a charisma, like with Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle wasn't the first to do anything. He doesn't hold any record, but he just had that charisma and everybody wants him.
I will say this, though. Magic Johnson was the greatest point guard ever, in my opinion. So he had the greatness to come with it. I mean,
and I'll defend Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle has 18 home runs in the World Series. I think he still has that record.
Oh, that's right. That's the record he holds. And he did hold the record for striking out the most times in history.
Yeah.
But
he's
broken.
Clutch. He's clutch, and he won all the championships. And
yeah.
It's not about the best player.
Down. I'm just saying some people just have that charisma, and
it's about the charisma. When you really think about it, look at Ken Griffey Jr. That's in that era he was not the best player, but he had the charisma, just like a lot of these other guys.
Yeah, that's a great point, Orlando. Because I don't think anybody. Well, I won't go down that road.
All right.
Yeah, but he was beloved.
Yeah.
Sammy is oozing charisma, Mookie. Absolutely oozing it.
What's the chat saying there, Sammy?
I'm just slightly above when it comes to my my level of participation. I'm slightly above Reindeer Studios.
Well, you got the Chatty Cathy's on tonight.
That's all
you can let us rip, and we'll just go.
Sammy, I don't know why you don't learn your lesson and stop sending us the link.
I know.
No, then he steps away to get the book, and then we took over. That was it.
Right, you just roll it. Just keep going.
Well, you guys took over way before that, but it's all good. I don't mind. I don't mind.
Yes, we did.
That's the fun of this. When we're talking about channels, that's the fun of it.
Everyone's claiming I'm playing Minesweeper, Solitaire. It's like my computer's not that old. I'm running StreamYard right now, so yeah.
Are you playing Pong?
Yeah. Oh man, you guys are going way back in time.
But I wonder if there's anybody in the chat or people that are not in the chat that are thinking about starting a channel. I mean, we started talking about that, and you know, I was a lurker a long time, guys. Just shot, you know, just bring your camera out there, and just kind of talk and just tell us a little bit about yourself, about your collection. You know, and really just start with that. You know, how you started collecting, and talk about it and share that with everybody else. You know,
Sammy, any questions in the chat?
You're going to get a lot of positive feedback, and we'll all give you shout outs here.
Oh God, yeah. Think about all of the and guys who have started after me. Aaron, who we met at Strongsville, Orlando, Value Vintage, amazing collection. Doug, Joe Wood Collector, amazing. He's got some amazing stuff. Yeah, this stuff just comes out, and you know, and they're quiet guys, and they start showing cards. I'm like, my gosh, how do you not? You know, when Aaron was at Strongsville and showing me what he had, I'm like, you just need to do this. You just have to do this. People will love it, and they'll just draw to it.
There are so many great collections on YouTube.
That's my point. That's what I was going to say. Most of the great collections are not on YouTube. They're out there, and you're not going to see them. You know, right. I mean, look at our good friend Mike Petty.
Yeah,
Mike Petty's got an incredible collection.
Yeah, he's here though.
he would have never shown.
He won't admit it.
Cards.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
All his cards are low eye appeal.
Right. They got ice cream on them. You don't want that. They got
low
ice cream.
Appeal. Let's get some ice cream. Somebody go get some Yingling ice cream somewhere.
Fake low eye appeal.
That's what I love best about doing these videos and the live streams, because I would have never met Petty I would have never met any of you guys if I would have done my YouTube.
Right.
But even people like Petty that doesn't even do YouTube. I've met so many people at Strongsville. Don, one of the best football collections ever. Him. I mean, to me, it's about the YouTube community, but you meet some of the best collectors that you didn't even know were out there, and collections and stuff you never even would have imagined. It's just crazy. It's fun.
Did you guys ever have like a song you really liked, but they played it so much on the radio you learned to hate it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's always one, yeah.
I have to tell you, that's how Strongsville is becoming, because, I mean, they're still putting out videos for Strongsville.
I know.
It's getting a bit ridiculous.
That's because you weren't there, John.
Yeah, exactly. If you were there,
it would have. How many months can you put out Strongsville?
If you were there, it would have been different.
Can we?
Yeah.
You'd still be talking about
videos
it.
Now.
So right. Theo's asking here, question for the panel: how many hours a day do you spend on the hobby?
I can answer for Orlando. Orlando's 24/7. He answers to every video 3 hours before I even get to them. So Orlando is everywhere.
My videos is what you see. If it's a 20-minute video, it took me about 25 minutes to do it, because maybe 5 minutes to get the cards and set it up. That's it. As far as my YouTube time doing videos, it's just whatever the length of my video, add 5 more minutes. But I do, I'll work out. I'll go walking. I'll drive to my mom's house to see her. It's about a 45 minute drive. All that time I'm listening to videos. I'm listening to you guys. I'm seeing it. When I'm driving, I'll get some of the Dr. Beckett videos or some of these talking videos. And then, so I probably watch, I would say, at least 3 hours of YouTube every day.
How about you, John?
I mean, it's pretty much around the clock, because, you know, I opening mail, sorting cards, reholdering, making the YouTube video, but for the most part, the around the clock part is that I, read every comment, and so that's going on all day and night, and I try to respond to every single one, unless they're rude or something, or it's just a statement. But so that in and of itself, just keeping track of all the comments, I can't imagine somebody that has 20,000 subs with a lot of interaction, how they could possibly get to all the comments, because I know how much work it is for me, with less than 4,000 subs.
Yeah, I think the hobby for me is so I get a kick out of it because I've been with my wife. We're gonna be married for 25 years this year, and have dated
Me too.
her 6 years. Oh, really? Awesome!
Yeah.
Congrats.
In July.
I'm in like 10 days. Well, what's today? Today's the 9 days. But I dated her for 6, been married for 25, and she always told me, she's like, when you get into something, you're full blown, right? And you find yourself fading in and out of those things. This was the one hobby since I was 11 or 12. I may have faded in and out because of other things, taking care of family, chasing girls when you're in, your teens. But at the end of the day, this is the only one that ever stuck with me. And then once I linked into the YouTube community and the vintage community, so I collect everything, and I do enjoy collecting modern, but I really love collecting the vintage. So I've just dabbled in it compared to like in Orlando or you, John. You guys have been doing this forever. You got a lot, right? So, a 59 Cepeda to me is awesome because I didn't have it. I never had it. I got to go get it. So I'm at the stage now where it's kind of, I'm familiar with the cards. I know all the sets, but it's all new to me. So I'm spending a ton of time in the hobby. Most of it, if it's not work or doing something with my family, it's I'm on YouTube, or I'm checking out eBay, or I'm going to a card store, or it's quite a bit.
That's a wonderful place to be, where it's all new.
Right.
I think when we get back into the hobby, go chase those cards we used to want but never got, and when I first started doing YouTube and watching YouTube, it was all so new and fresh. It can get a little mundane over time. But I get and you're the same way, and Orlando, I know you're the same way, and Sammy, you are too. We all get excited over cards that maybe not everybody else would be excited about. I think one of the how do I put this? One of the things you can get wrapped up in watching YouTube videos is buying what other people like. Trying to impress other people and focusing your purchases that way. Where, I might get excited about a 1978 O-Pee-Chee Dave Parker that no one else cares about, but that's what collecting is about. It's, getting excited and collecting what you love.
Yeah, I almost think.
And I know Mike Petty will tell you, don't collect what you like, collect
right.
what other people like. Yeah. If you want to sell it.
I almost think it'd be foolish to follow a path like that. First of all, to me, it's almost like a lack of confidence. If you're not collecting, and we all say it 1,000 friggin' times, collect what you like. But the reality is, if you're not, then what are you doing, right? So I mean, if I like it and it's $1, or if I like it and it's $300 and I have $300 to spend on it, I'm gonna get them both, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. Saving for the National right now, so I'm not buying as much. So I'm buying lower end or less expensive stuff. And I'm having I'm having a blast. And so I bought a friggin' 89 David Robinson rookie card the other day because I didn't have his Hoops rookie card.
Which one?
Both of them. I got the one with them holding the jersey, and the one with them shooting. I got them 2 for $10. I probably overpaid. They were $5 each, but I was at a card show. I'm like, yeah, I don't have the Robinson rookie. I need these. So
I remember chasing those, and I couldn't get that one to save my life.
The jersey one?
I put the whole set together. I had doubles, triples, quadruples of every card but that one. I couldn't get it to save my life. I finally had to buy it from somebody.
Yeah, but that's the fun of it. That's what and part of my channel, meaning being an everyday card collector. Understand that you don't have to spend $1 million. You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. You can have a blast at a very inexpensive. And I try to push that. I do, and I know you don't like it, John. I do bring up pricing sometimes, what I paid for something, so that people understand, yeah, this looks really awesome. And you might think because it's from 1959 that it cost X. I picked it up for $30. So, those are the kind of things that I want to show them. Hey, it's out there if you want to jump into the hobby on the vintage side of things.
Yeah, and I think it depends. You know, not everybody wants to collect what they like, because not everybody that gets into collecting cards is necessarily super passionate about the cards themselves. You know what I mean by that? Like they want to come in, they want to get all the iconic cards. They want to build up like a portfolio kind of thing.
No,
And
I know what you
man,
mean.
if I, you know, if they had this in their collection, they'd throw it away or give it away. Just like the people that go for hits, throw the rest of the cards away, sell the hits or whatever. And that's okay. I mean, there's different kinds of people in the hobby, but not everybody collects the way we do. And that's probably why we have so few subscribers, right?
Right.
Yeah. That's a great point, because, you know, even though I do have iconic cards and all that stuff, a lot of the stuff that I collect is stuff that other people will really may not be interested in. I collect a lot of some of the obscure Cuban issues or Cuban cards of, you know, I collect Camilo Pascual, you know, I mean, not too many people collect Camilo Pascual. So, you know, stuff like that, you know, it's your collection. It really reflects who you are and what, you know, you have grown up to be, you know, because over time your collection evolves and changes. And like me, mine has changed a lot. Just like I've changed and I've grown and I'm mature, my collection has now grown and it's a mature collection, you know. So you see all these big cards, but yeah, it's, you know, those were little baby cards that it's a lot more to get bigger, you know,
Right.
years of collecting, you know. So it takes time.
I can tell you this with
There they are.
100% honesty, and that is I still collect the same way that I did when I was a little kid. Like I'm still drawn to the same kind of stuff. I'm still drawn to the same kind of players who have some place in baseball history. The obscure stuff, the things that I saw in a magazine as a kid. Those are still the same kind of things that I'm drawn to. But what I've noticed recently is there's this like the modern trend or what's in fashion right now is just iconic cards. Like nobody wants, you can't give away a minor star in 1959 tops or something. Everybody's just, they want the big, expensive, iconic cards. And that's where the movement is. And so I think, you know, as these people get all these cards, you know, just like you and me, Orlando, as you get to a certain point, then you start going after maybe the more obscure stuff, right? Once you get this set completed or you get to a certain point, maybe you want to move to more obscure stuff. But right now, the trend is just iconic cards. That's all that seems to matter. You see them over and over again, 1,000 times a day. Every auction,
Honestly,
every
John,
video, every
you
magazine.
get tired of looking at them. You get tired of looking at
why
the
you like
same
looking at
iconic
this.
cards over and over.
Yep.
That's why I love stuff
I
like
get
this,
tired of
man.
looking at that, Sammy. I've
I
seen that
love
every
stuff
video
like
you
this.
do. We see that.
Hold on. I'm gonna listen, man. I
Is
got
this iconic? Is that I bought this at a card show. 67 Ken Boyer. Loved
All
it.
right.
Is this iconic? Al Lopez, manager card.
You know what it is, man? I love stuff like that. I love stuff like this where you have the original envelope and you have these cool looking prints inside. And you know, it's just, and it's not something you see too often, but it just, you know, and when this came up to my table one day, I was like, man, this is really cool. It has the entire set. Unfortunately, it doesn't have Nolan Ryan in it, but that's okay because it has Tom Terrific and given the classic Seaver face. But I love this. I love the stuff, man. Like the 71. This is like a 71 team issued Nolan Ryan card. And like if I see other YouTube channels that showcase the team issued stuff, I'm all for it. I love seeing stuff like that. So
yeah, there's some things you see that just get your juices flowing. You just
Look,
want to have them.
Let me share an example here. Look, these two cards, Sammy, cost me about the same price, right? And that's a beautiful. This is a beautiful card and everything. But I'm more excited about this one, even though it's just Camilo Pascual, because it's a 56, 57 Chicle Peloteros. And even though it's FedEx altered, it's so rare that I'd rather have this. And to me, this is more prized to me than this one, because I see this every day.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion. But some people say, why would you buy that? Why did you buy that and spend that kind of money when you could have had a campy, you know? But that's me. That's what I want. I want something that's, you know, not everybody else
It
has.
speaks to you.
A player that I enjoy. Yeah.
It speaks to you more. It has, you know, more of a connection to it. It's understandable.
Yeah.
Completely understandable.
But I think only collector, like, and I'm not trying to you know, if you're a flipper or if you're in it for iconic cards, that's awesome too, if that's what you like. My whole thought behind that is, though, like, collectors understand that. Like, I'd have a hard time if anybody came up to me with what they purchased. Like, I'd have a hard time not being excited for them, or not say that's an awesome card, because there's not a whole heck of a lot of cards I don't like. You know, cards. This is what we love. We love cards. We did that episode. I think I did it on it was on the For Collectors channel, ugly cards. And I'm like, I told them off the get, I'm like, all cards are cool. So, you know, we did find a couple ugly ones that I was unaware of, but for the most part, I love all cards. So if someone comes up to me, and the whole grading thing is a whole nother topic. I'm not going to get John into that, but, you know, the whole grading thing, like, if it's in a 1 versus a 3, I don't give a crap about that, right? If that's what you wanted, you know, I can guarantee you big cards for me personally at the National, they're going to be quote unquote low grade cards if they're graded, and I'll be every bit as thrilled as if it was a friggin' 7 or an 8, because I want that card.
Right.
I always get excited about this set.
I love that card.
And interviewing Pat Quinn only reinvigorated my enthusiasm for Venezuelan cards.
Sammy, I watched it after our last live. That was awesome. That was
Sammy,
awesome.
you started a new trend, man. It's going to be hard to. I'm going to get outbid now because everybody's chasing
right.
Everybody's chasing Venice. You got to be careful putting that out to the masses. Some of us, you know, we were scooting under the radar with those things.
Hey man, don't blame me. Blame Pat. Pat's the big. He's the big. He's the enthusiast. I had like 15 questions ready because I wasn't sure how short or long his answers were going to be. I ended up getting 5 or 6 of the questions that I really wanted in, but it was just like it was incredible. His stories that he shared. I think there was segments where he went for like 15 minutes sharing a story, which honestly, best interview you can ever have, best guest you can have is someone who will just take off and run with it.
That's John.
Yeah, you're just playing Minesweep when he was talking, weren't you?
No, my computer's not that old. I told Theo that I don't have a computer that has Windows 95 on it. But yeah, even like Dylan, yeah, you're right, man. Dylan was saying he bought a Venny after watching because his juices were flowing.
Yeah, man. You're giving away our secrets.
Dylan buys everything.
Right.
Something, he buys it.
Well, Dylan ruined it for me. I used to buy low-grade centered cards. Now those are going up in value thanks to Dylan. Everybody needs to keep their mouth shut until I get all my cards.
I did see a channel today. The Detroit collector. His name is David.
Yeah.
He went to a live auction, and he was bidding on cards. And some of the people bidding were on the internet, and some of them were live. And he said it was kind of odd because there was only 2 or 3 people there. But as he was bidding, he's picking up stuff for $1, $2. He picked up a lot of maybe one lot was $20, one lot was $60, and he was flipping through the lot that he paid $60 on, and I instantly thought of Sammy. There was a Transogram Hank Aaron in the lot.
No way.
And he said I think this is where I did good, and I just replied, yeah, that's where your money is. And that's
wait, I didn't think there was a Hank Aaron in the Transogram.
Is there or isn't there?
There is, yeah. Because there's only 2 Braves in 69 in general. It's Joe Torre and Hank Aaron.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't think I've ever seen one.
I can't recall where I started loving the Transagrams. I think it was from looking at trading card database and looking through the cards of years to years, and I noticed. I started with Willie Mays, and I went to Seaver, then I went to Ryan, and I noticed each of them had a Transogram card, and I thought, this is a cool-looking card. The yellow background, the profile shot that's seen everywhere, and just the little minor details on the bottom. I think it's just the yellow and the red and the way the card is structured. and also just the lore and the history, how it came from a packaging box with a little figurine inside. I think that's pretty cool. And also, it celebrate. They did a particular set for the '69 Mets, which,
Yes.
Right. That's
I'll
another
go
given.
with that all day. But yeah, I think that's probably
I
where
have that strip with Don Clendenin on it. The Miracle Mets MVP of the World Series and former Pittsburgh Pirate.
But
I don't have.
Sammy, how are your cards coming along?
what's that?
YouTube cards.
Wait, oh, the custom cards. Yeah, they're going to be here Thursday, man.
I saw the logo.
Beautiful.
Sammy, you dropped it to the. Did you drop it to the
That
bottom?
was a great idea. I appreciate making that suggestion because that definitely was the way to go. Yeah,
I got to go look for a Hank Aaron Transogram because I don't think I've ever seen one.
Yeah, watch his channel. He just put the video out today. It's the Detroit Collector. His name is David. He's a young kid
All
too.
right.
You better hurry up because Dylan's going to get on eBay right now.
Right, and I think he's actually talking about selling it. So, and when you said, "Is there one?" I don't know enough about him to go. Well, is there, or was it just a fake?
No,
Well, I don't know that I looked at the checklist, but I've just never seen one. I didn't think he was in that set. Sometimes they leave Aaron out of some of those sets.
No, all the big names are in there. Like Mantle's in there, Mays is in there.
Yeah, I know Mantle. I have the Mays. I have a bunch of them. The Nolan Ryan is a nice one. I have the Tom Seaver. I have the Gibson.
There's the Ryan, yeah.
I really want the Nolan Ryan and the Clemente. I never picked up the Clemente.
Well, you'll have this one.
That's the only one I need, Sammy.
To complete the set.
Yeah, man.
If it goes up in value, though, I'm selling it, man. I just got to tell you. That's a modern way.
Just be careful. Just be careful cutting it. It might grade authentic.
If it grades a 10, that thing's gone.
But yeah, you just don't see these too often. They're not. I mean, the National, you'll probably see them a lot more. But at Strongsville, I don't think I saw. I don't remember seeing one there. Maybe someone else did, but Strongsville, yeah. But there you have it, man. My two big ones, and then I have the Mays as well. But I think I like the Nolan Ryan the most because it's one of my it's a great shot of him.
I don't have a lot of obscure stuff, like I said, being somewhat, diving into vintage full blown in the last 2 years. I still have, all of the mainstream is still stuff I need to acquire, but I don't have a ton of the obscure stuff.
I got into
John's
postcards a lot the last year and a half or so.
Okay.
So now I have a bunch of obscure postcards.
John's got all that bazookas, all that stuff you got, John.
Yeah, all that stuff.
all the hand cut, all the different. He has the Rawlings and Mutuals. I mean, those are super cool.
Those are cool. The Rawlings Mutuals.
I'll show you something cool here. I have it framed and on my wall. So, of course, Musial, one of the greatest players ever. I had somebody commented on one of my videos. It says, "What's with you old people and Stan Musial? He's not worth anything. He's no good. He was no good." Like, you must be a baseball moron.
Right, exactly.
Like, you must know nothing about baseball. You just collect cards, and his cards don't sell as much as Mickey Mantle, so he must suck. But this is a Rawlings picture, and I have the original envelope it came in, which is a cellophane see-through.
Oh, cool.
That's wild.
Yeah, look how old that thing is.
Wow.
It came in there. And
I love the red type of the Rawlings at the bottom.
Oh, I love this photo, and it looks like the DeLong.
It looks like the DeLong.
Right, exactly.
With the stadium,
but I love
just
that,
like the DeLong.
if I can get the envelope, then it gets my juices flowing.
Maybe I need to go a little bit into the obscure. I have nothing really obscure. Everything that I've learned about is less obscure. Like I might have told you, Orlando, I'd mentioned I'm interested in getting a Cracker Jack at the National, but I really want to get a Colgan's chip at the National too. So I'm very interested.
Those are cool because the pictures are just like the T206's pictures and stuff. And John's got, I think, almost all of those. I don't have one of those.
That's where I learned about it. I think it was him or Rick.
One or two also eventually.
I think I saw a Cy Young at one of our recent show not too long ago.
Yeah. John, talking
A Cy Young what?
Colgan's chip.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of the set. I got a lot of the set. I
That's
love
awesome.
that. I love that set.
It's a beautiful set.
I have
guys. I'm gonna step away for 2 seconds, Sammy. I'll be right back.
Sure.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, those Kogan chips, those little pictures on those chips are so beautiful.
So it looks
Jason
like
was saying he's going to get one. He's saying on the international, John. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, man. I've always been fascinated with that set. I saw the Hannes Wagner when I was in my early 20s, I guess. And man, I wanted it so bad, but it was too much. So I never got it. I regretted it my whole life. So I got one later on, you know.
Patty just texted me showing me that he has the Hank Aaron Transogram in a great. I think it was a 4 or 3. Let me see. It's in a 3. I wonder if that's the one that just went, because there's one that I'm looking at the eBay sold listings, and there's one that just sold. It must be the same.
I wonder how prevalent they are, because I mean, it's rare that a card like that would slip by where I've never seen one, and maybe I did and just forget. But for some reason, I didn't think he was in that set. So, great. You just probably cost me some more money at the National.
Tell you, get a hold of this young kid. He's selling it.
Petty did. The card he sent me a text of is the eBay listing that was sold in April, and there was only 4 bids, and I guess he was the high bid.
Wow. Well, he's always the high bid when he wants something.
Yeah.
Who's that? I stepped
Petty.
Petty.
Oh, you
Petty.
know what? Maybe he bought that for me, and he's giving it to me. Thanks, Mike.
But Transograms.
Hey, Robert.
No, it's a fun set. It's you could find the star players, but if you're a big fan of a particular team, like a Joe Torre card, if you're a fan of the Braves, you can get the Joe Torre card for not too much, and there's some minor star names in there too, and it's like I remember. So I hope I won't embarrass Mookie on this, but at the Philly show, he had some autographs that were authenticated, and unfortunately didn't work out as well for him. And so, I mean, it sucks when that sort of thing happens. And so I remember there was a table that had a couple of Transogram Mets players, and so I was like, I'm gonna go over to the table. I'm like, I'm gonna get Mookie a card, because I want him to walk away with something positive from the show, because it was his first Philly show. And so I can't remember. Mookie's in the chat, so he'll chime in. I can't remember the player, but it was somebody from I guess it was 69 or 7. Cleon Jones. It was a Cleon Jones card, and so I found it and gave it to him. But then I think he ended up buying a couple of cards as well, just to kind of make the experience fully worth it for him. So came out while it started off as kind of like as on the downside of things, everything kind of flipped towards the positive. And the Philly show is a good show to check out, by the way.
And that's another story of PSA or JSA ruining someone's day in the hobby, John. Is that another example?
Now, Cleon Jones, he's the only guy to ever get awarded first base because shoe polish was on the ball, right? In a World Series? In a World Series, I should say. Isn't he the one that got beamed in the foot?
I actually don't.
Mookie will know, but I think so. Yeah, there was one
They
guy
didn't think he got hit, but there was shoe polish on the ball.
ball and had shoe polish on it.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
How many people know that play? Do I have that right? Is that the right player?
Somebody got to know out
69
there.
World Series, Miracle Mets.
Mookie will know.
That was an instrumental play, I believe.
You saying he got hit in the foot? Like a ball hit him in the foot?
Yeah.
It hit him in the foot. They said that it didn't, and then they checked the ball and it had black shoe polish on it.
So
Like
there's
shoe
a
polish.
But I don't remember the player. It probably was.
Jones was awarded first base after Hodges argues. Is that what's?
That should be it.
Yeah,
Right
that's
there.
it.
Yeah, check it out.
That's it.
Yeah, that's on the there's actually from MLB YouTube channel has a video on it.
See, every once in a while I know something. It's not too often.
Listen, honestly, if you could just know one fact about every player, I mean, I feel like you have that going for you, John.
He does.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
try.
just one fact.
Well, that was even the other day when I jumped on your live and Jake is on and Dom gets on, and I simply said, I don't want to talk about the Hall of Fame because I don't have the knowledge that these guys do for the Hall of Fame. I'm not a pure stats guy, and they're just, Dom he can rattle off anything. It's amazing to me, and he's younger, so I think that's awesome.
I collect a lot of guys that pass the eye test. I watched them play, and I saw them. They were clutch, or they were always good when I watched them.
Yeah.
And then I go back and look at the stats, and sometimes I remember them being way better than their stats. Like a guy like Tommy Herr for the Cardinals. He used to kill the Pirates, and so when I would watch him, it was usually against the Pirates, and he looked like a fantastic player when I watched him because I swear he killed the Pirates every time.
So
he
many
played.
players like that. I remember Dave Kingman. And
Yeah.
I remember Dave Kingman hitting so many home runs, and I go back and I look and I say, "Damn, he didn't hit that many."
Yeah, we had a pitcher, and we had a young pitcher, Jose De Leon, and I was at like 2 games where he threw 1-hitters, and I remember him throwing several 1-hitters that year, where he came real close to throwing these no-hitters, and he just looked fantastic. I go back and look at his stats, and they're awful. Like I'm like, what was I watching? Like I must have just seen him at his peak,
Well, being a
the
Sox
games
fan,
when I watched him, no one could hit him.
Yeah, we had Wilson Alvarez and Blackjack McDowell. Those are the guys that I watched and said, man, these guys, they were phenomenal. And then you start to look up stats and you look at the WAR and you're like, they weren't that good, right? I mean,
Right, yeah.
obviously wasn't that great. But to me, when I was watching them, Maglio Ordonez is another one, and he was a great player back in the day. Carlos Lee. I loved Carlos Lee.
Back in the day, Jason, but this year, the White Sox and the Marlins are the worst teams in baseball.
It is rough. So I'm
Horrible.
a Cardinals fan. I'm a Cardinals fan too, Orlando, and they went on a heater where they won about 9 in a row and actually climbed over the Cubs for a day, and now they're coming back down to earth. But the White Sox are almost unwatchable. It is.
You guys want to know a fun fact? I was listening to a radio show on the air. They were talking about all 30 teams and the career home run leaders for each team. What do you think is the percentage? So there's 30 teams. The percentage of all 30 have Hall of Famers as the career leaders.
I think it's low. I think it's.
I'd say it's low too, right? So.
Yeah, I'd say probably
30%. So I'd say 30%.
It's higher than that. It's 60%. 60% of the teams have Hall of Famers. So it's.
I was going to guess 70, 60.
I'm thinking the Marlins and the White. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
When I just think of certain teams, it's like if you think of I don't know, like the Braves, it's got to be Hank Aaron.
Right.
If you think of the Giants, it's got to be Willie Mays.
Yes.
If you go down the list, I mean, everybody that comes to mind is a Hall of Famer. Like the Pirates, I'm sure it's Willie Stargell. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
If you go the Twins, it's got to be Harmon Killebrew. He's a Hall of Famer.
Keep going, John. You're on a roll.
I guess you're right, John. Yeah, when you think about it.
Who's the Sox? Who's the White Sox?
The Phillies has to be Mike Schmidt. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Who's the White Sox, John?
The White Sox.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Frank Thomas.
Frank Thomas?
Yep. Keep going.
Give me another one. What's another team?
Astros.
Astros.
Jason, we were way off, Jason. I would have never guessed on this.
I know.
Astros all-time home run leader.
I'm always thinking the big teams, the Yankees or the Red Sox,
right?
All of them,
right.
Hold on, Astros. Wow,
Astros.
They haven't had a lot of big home run hitters. It might be Bob
He
Watson.
He was inducted in 2017.
2006.
It
wasn't Pudge. Not Biggio.
No, not Biggio.
Who was inducted? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank.
Bagwell.
Oh, Bagwell.
Bagwell, that's right.
Duh. I'm thinking back too far.
Yeah.
All right, so a non-Hall of Famer, Texas Rangers.
Jeff Burrow.
Juan Gonzalez.
Juan gone. Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
good
yeah.
one. Yeah, good.
See, I'm thinking back too far again.
Marlins.
Jake
Still
Berger.
No, still playing. Still playing.
Marlins.
I don't
He's not
even
on
know
the
who it
Marlins
is.
anymore.
Oh, was it
Giancarlo.
somebody that's
Cabrera?
Giancarlo.
yeah,
Oh, I got
Giancarlo,
it.
but he didn't hit. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Wow. He
because
hasn't
he's
even played
still
there for
hitting,
many
he's still
years.
playing.
The Nationals. And I think this includes the Expos
Yeah,
as
but
well.
see, Giancarlo didn't hit that many with the Marlins. I mean, probably half of his home runs.
Yeah, but he's the all-time leader.
You said the
Yeah,
Nationals?
Did you say that includes the Expos?
Well, the Nationals. I think it includes the Expos. If we're yes, this includes the Expos.
Andre
Well,
Dawson?
I'm assuming it's not an Expo then, by the way you said that.
No, so let me mention that it's the player that like team statistics, not career for the player. In the sense that, like, if the player went to another team, they're only counting home runs.
The home runs are hit with that team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Larry Walker.
Nope.
This doesn't include the Senators.
No, I don't. I don't think so. I don't.
Joe
think
Carter.
So. Right? It's Ryan Zimmerman.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow! I would have never guessed that.
Well, so when he was with he was with the Nationals for a while.
Wait, Joe Carter? He was with
No,
Toronto.
I was thinking
He was thinking Blue Jays.
Blue Jays. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see all right. So like teams like the Dodgers, the Giants, those were given. The Padres is a fun one.
The Padres.
Winfield?
How long did McCovey play for them?
Don't know off the top of my head.
Winfield?
Not Winfield.
Nate Colbert.
Yep, Nate Colbert.
Wow.
Nice. All right, John.
Nice pull, John. Nice pull.
That is a fun one. And then like the Rockies was Todd Helton. He was just inducted.
Todd Helton, yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any.
Who else you got? How about the A's? We didn't
the
do
Diamondbacks. The D-backs.
Oh, the Diamondbacks.
Not a Hall of Famer.
Galarraga?
No, not Galarraga.
Diamondback.
Wait. Luis Gonzalez.
Yep.
Dang.
Okay. How about Tampa Bay?
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
No, I don't know. I'm just thinking. We haven't said yet.
Oh man, Tampa Bay.
Boggs.
Oh, I was going to say Boggs.
No.
I don't know too many Tampa Bay
McGriff
players.
played a little
McGriff,
while.
right?
You got to think of guys that played there. I mean, he played there for most of his career. I think I think he retired last year. I don't think he's playing anymore.
That's a tough one.
Played for the Giants. Went to the Giants, I think, after the Rays.
So he's recent. I wouldn't have a clue.
Anybody in the chat?
I don't know the recent players.
Mookie got the answer.
Wow.
Who is it?
Third baseman. Evan Longoria.
Oh, jeez. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good call. Nice job, Mook.
How about the Brewers?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a tough one.
Well, so does Aaron is Atlanta then?
Well, Aaron, it would be how many home runs he hit while he played for the Brewers.
Okay.
So it can't be him.
Yount?
Right.
Nope.
No, it would be Paul Molitor.
Molitor, yeah.
The leader is a retired player, but more very recent.
Wait.
More recent, you said?
Oh, more recent?
Yeah, recent. He retired. He retired recently. He was. He unfortunately was suspended for steroids.
What does that count?
Oh, well, no, Yelich is still playing.
Yelich. I think it was steroids.
I'm throwing a blank.
Ryan Braun.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Ryan.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Was he suspended for steroids or just PEDs?
PEDs.
I thought it was PEDs. Yeah.
Twice, right?
I never even think of him. Yeah. How about the A's? Is that McGuire?
Oh, the A's. I mean, that should be a slam dunk, man.
McGuire?
Reggie?
McGuire. It's McGuire.
Oh, McGuire.
Well, Reggie didn't. Reggie played. If he would have played his whole career, maybe.
Yeah, he skipped around. Yeah, McGuire. That is him. But Canseco. Yeah. Some might have thought Canseco possibly.
Man, at one time, Canseco was like in the Hall of Fame. Everybody had him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I mean, he was unstoppable. He was a beast.
Oh yeah, he was
right,
it.
I
He
gotta-
was.
We'll move from home runs to career strikeout leaders per team.
Okay,
We'll start.
let's do it.
Start with the Blue Jays.
Well, we know none of them are going to be modern players because you can't get that only pitching 5 innings.
No.
Blue Jays?
Yeah.
Halliday.
Nope.
Strikeout leader for the Blue Jays.
Blue
I
Jays.
can tell you this much: this guy spent a lot of time in the minor leagues, sitting on my grandfather's recliner chair in Dunedin.
What?
Dave
Yeah.
Steve. Dave Steve.
Dave Steve.
Oh,
All
wow.
right.
Look at that.
So, just a quick story is that my grandfather became friends with the Dunedin Blue Jays back in the late '70s, early '80s, and would have the team come hang out at his house, and he would offer them beer and whatever they wanted. And so Dave Steve would be hanging out in my grandfather's recliner, yelling his name, saying, "Hey, you got any more beer?" And so, yeah.
He was a solid pitcher. He was solid.
Yeah.
The next one, I think you guys will get this, the Orioles.
Jim Palmer.
Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer.
Yeah.
The Rays, this will be a fun one. The Tampa Bay Rays.
Man,
David Price.
that's not my era.
Ooh,
Yes, not David Price, but the other star pitcher from that team.
From that team.
And I think he pitched for the White Sox as well. I think he pitched for the White Sox for a brief period. All right. I won't make you suffer. James Shields.
Oh, yeah, he did.
That.
He bounced around a little bit.
I would have never gotten that.
The Red Sox.
The Red Sox. Clemens?
It is Clemens.
Yeah, has to be good.
The Yankees.
Strikeout leaders for the Yankees. Guidry?
I was
Nope.
going to say Guidry,
That's a
but
good
I think
guess.
it's probably older than that. Who?
Probably,
was it?
Yeah.
No, he's a pitcher in the 90s and 2000s. Great. He had a great.
David Wells.
No.
No.
Well, this pitcher, I consider to be a borderline Hall of Famer. He's not a Hall of Famer though.
Oh damn.
Lefty specialist, like a great lefty pitcher. In my opinion, I think he one of the greatest, a great Yankee postseason pitcher.
Why am I drawing a blank?
I know. I
Yeah,
can't
me
think of it.
too.
And there was a couple that pitched with Wells at the time, right?
Andy Pettit.
Oh, dumb.
Pettit.
Dumb.
I was going to
Yeah.
say Pettit, but I didn't think there was any chance he was the strikeout leader.
I didn't think so either.
That's a
but
guy
yeah.
that was in my head, but I'm like, there's no way he's the strikeout leader. Really?
Didn't he plead
He's
guilty
the
to
Yankees
PEDs?
all-time strikeout leader
Wow.
Yeah, according
Over-
to MLB.com, he is.
over Lefty Gomez and everybody.
2020 strikeouts.
Holy cow! I would have never guessed him.
The Royals. Oh, I'd be shocked if one of you guys get it. The Royals.
The
Saberhagen.
Royals.
Saberhagen.
No,
Nope.
he was a closer. He was a closer.
Yeah.
For the Royals would be.
Where's Chris from Missouri when we need him?
Wait. We're gonna get this, guys.
He's a Royals fan.
I'm trying to think of Royals pitchers.
Oh, God.
Can you give us an era?
He pitched from like 90s to early 2000s.
You, okay.
Another 90s.
God, I'm drawing a complete
No,
blank on
I
anyone
have
who
no
even-
idea.
Yeah, anyone who even pitched for them.
So I'm probably going to get the pronunciation wrong, so forgive me. Kevin Appier?
Oh,
Oh,
Kevin
Napier.
Yeah.
Napier, that's it.
Yeah.
Appier.
Okay.
The Tigers.
Would have never guessed that. Oh,
Morris.
the Tigers.
Jack Morris?
Jack Morris is right.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Oh, shoot. Wouldn't be Denny McLean, I don't think.
No.
Let's see.
Danny McLean had to have a lot of strikeouts, man.
He did, but he didn't pitch long enough, I don't think.
All right. Let's see here.
Picture
What's the
Oh,
era?
Hernandez?
No,
Not Willie Hernandez?
It's got to be somebody more modern.
pitched from 1963 to 1979.
Okay, we should know this.
wins, 3.44 ERA.
Wait, 63?
63 to 79. And
63 to 79.
and he pitched with the Tigers from 63 to 75.
Oh, Mickey Lolich.
Yes.
Oh,
Man, that's
nice.
right.
Good pull.
Good one,
pull.
John. Good one.
The Twins.
Burt Blyleven.
No.
Caught.
No. Old. One of the great. One of the.
Oh, Walter Johnson.
What's the? Yeah.
Oh, wait. Did you say the Twins?
Twins.
Sorry.
Walter Johnson.
Yeah, because it's
Washington Senators became them.
right.
All right, Jason. This one's for you. The White Sox.
Burley.
This pitcher looks like he spent his time with the White Sox from 1949 to 1961.
Ted Lyons. Oh no, Ted Lyons was much earlier. 49 to 61.
Yes.
Billy Pierce.
Billy Pierce. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Good call. One of my favorite cards, 52 Bowman, Billy Pierce. I love it.
We'll jump around to the Athletics. Old timer. 1901. It was when he debuted.
Oh, Eddie Plank.
Plank. Yeah.
Wow. I had no. You guys, I wouldn't have had a clue on that.
Yeah.
All right, the Angels.
Nolan Ryan.
All right, and the Astros.
Nolan Ryan.
Yes. The Mariners.
Okay, Nolan Ryan didn't play for the Mariners. Okay, back to the drawing board here.
The Mariners.
The Mariners.
The cat. He pitched in the 90s. Early 2000s.
Early 2000s. I think.
Not Hernandez. Is it
Yeah,
Felix Hernandez?
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's jump to the Braves.
Maddox.
That's tough because there's so many.
Not Maddox.
Smoltz.
Smoltz. All right, Orlando. This one's for you. The Marlins.
Marlins strikeout pitchers. Not many. I'm going to throw out Livan Hernandez.
Nope.
Didn't they have a kid, Jeff Burkett?
AJ Burnett.
Not AJ Burnett. Not Josh Beckett.
Josh Beckett. That's,
Nope.
no.
Not Beckett.
And it's not Dontrell Willis because he played too
No.
short.
Not Willis.
So,
I
let's
love
see.
Dontrell Willis.
Oh, I love that guy. He was awesome.
He was fun to watch.
How about Jose Fernandez?
Nope.
No.
I don't think he's pitching. I don't think this pitcher is pitching anymore. But he had an okay.
Kevin Brown.
No.
I
Ricky
forgot about Kevin
Nolasco.
Brown.
Ricky
Ricky
Nolasco.
Nolasco. Yeah.
Never
I
would
don't
have got
even
that.
know.
I
Yeah.
never would have got it. He did play a long time with them. One of the few pitchers that played more than 5 years with the Marlins.
Well, yeah, 1,001 strikeouts. That's the Marlins kind of game.
That's the all-time record.
The Mets. This should be a slam dunk.
Tom Seaver.
Fever, yeah.
The Nationals or the Expos, I guess.
The Nationals and the Expos. Verlander.
Randy Johnson.
Nope.
Oh, Strasburg.
Strasburg.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say my next would have been Pedro. Didn't Martinez come up through the Expos organization too?
Let's jump to the Phillies.
Ooh, the Phillies. Robin Roberts.
Nope. He's this guy's a Hall of Famer, but I mean to me the big thing was he pitched for a horrible Phillies team.
Steve Carlton.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't guess him
Lefty.
first. My favorite. I thought he was the best pitcher of the
I should have guessed
70s
that.
and 80s.
All right, I'd be surprised if I wouldn't have got. I wouldn't get this, but it'd be great if one of you guys got this. The Brewers.
The Brewers.
I would never get this. I think he's retired.
I can't think of any pitcher for the Brewers right now.
I know. So it's kind of like the Royals.
The Brewers.
He pitched, what, 7 or 8 years with the Brewers, then he bounced around. Didn't have a long
Chris
career.
Archer.
Not Chris Archer.
What era was that?
This would have been 2007 to 2014.
I didn't watch baseball at that time.
I should know then. I should know.
I was
No,
having too much
Jason, because
fun.
I'm not going to guess that.
The minute you say his name, who is it?
So Giovanni Gallardo.
Oh, I wouldn't have never have guessed
No,
that.
I would have never guessed that.
Me neither.
Never gotten that.
Forget
Cardinals.
it. The Cardinals?
The Cardinals.
There's a lot.
Bob Gibson.
Robin Roberts.
Gibson.
Gibson, that's right.
Where does Wainwright sit on that list?
I don't know. I'm just going by the top names.
John Tudor. John Tudor.
What else?
The Cubs.
Cubs. Kerry Wood.
Yeah, I was going to say Kerry.
Nope. Hall of
No?
Fame. This guy's a Hall of Famer.
Fergie.
Fergie, indeed. Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't.
The Pirates.
Oh, that's a tough one, I'll tell you, for the Pirates.
Strikeout pitchers for the Pirates. Wow.
How about Babe Adams?
Nope.
How about Vern Law?
Nope.
It's got to be somebody more modern.
Bob
I was
Price.
thinking Candelaria, but I don't think he played long enough.
This pitcher pitched 15 seasons for the Pirates, including the 1960 World Series championship team.
And it wasn't Vern Law.
No.
Bob Veal.
Nope.
Bob Friend.
Bob Friend.
Bob Friend, yeah.
Oh, man, I sat and talked to him one-on-one one day.
The all-time strikeout leader. Wow, I didn't know that.
I wouldn't have guessed. I mean, he was a solid pitcher, but I wouldn't have guessed he was the all-time strikeout leader.
He was there for a long time, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he was there for 15 seasons.
Yeah, but I mean, Vern Law played that many seasons, didn't he?
I guess so. I'm not sure.
And I think he was a winninger pitcher. But anyway, good for him. Bob Friend was such a nice guy. Because when I met him and I said, you won the last game in the Polo Grounds. And he's like, I did? I'm like, yeah.
He may not know he's the last time strikeout leader
Well,
for
it's
the
like
Pirates.
I had lunch with Kent Tekulve, and if you have Kent Tekulve's rookie card in 1976, he's wearing number 50. And I asked him, I'm like, what's up with number 50? Why'd you switch your number or whatever? And he's like, I wore number 50? And he's like, oh, that's right, I did it. And I was in camp. He didn't even remember.
All right, so we got, let's see, the Reds.
The Reds. That might be Tom Seaver too.
No, this pitcher led the rotation throughout the entirety of the 60s, was one of the top starters of the decade.
Oh,
He was seventh in all of baseball in strikeouts from 1960 to 1969. 2 no-hitters. He once lost a no-hitter in the 11th inning.
Who was the pitcher for the big red machine? Who was the pitcher?
no. That's before the Big Red Machine.
Yeah, it's a 60, right? You said?
So
Oh,
he
man.
edges.
Wait, this is gonna like hit me over the head. He has 2 no-hitters because that's rare. There aren't too many players that have 2 or more
for the
no-hitters.
Reds.
Oh man. 19. What was his first year?
I have to look it up. It doesn't mention it on this list, but let me look it up.
60.
But it was.
Let's see. His first year was.
Why am I drawing a blank on this one?
1960 was his first year. He pitched 10 or 11 seasons with the Reds, and then he went to the Angels to finish his career.
Obviously not a Hall of Famer.
No, but he's in the Reds Hall of Fame.
It should be easy.
It's not. It can't be Joe Nuxall.
No.
That was before.
Wait. Man, this
Browning? Browning? No.
No.
That was later. He was like in the 80s, right? Browning?
Yeah.
Reds
pitcher during the 60s.
134 wins, and the strikeout total is 1,592 strikeouts.
Wow. That's actually that's not bad.
Not bad, but I should know that.
John
Man,
is
I
going to
gotta-
lose his mind.
I don't know.
I am gonna lose my mind. Bob Perky. I gotta go look at my cards.
Yeah.
I mean, this is gonna be like so blatant. And
You guys
Spill
want?
it.
You
it's
guys
gonna
want?
make me mad.
You guys
Spill
want
it.
the initials?
Go for it. Yeah.
We might as well just tell it.
So his initials are JM.
Doesn't help me none.
Oh, Jim Mooring.
Nope.
Um,
But you're close. You got the first name right.
Morris? I don't know. I mean, Jack Morris? Jack Morris. Wait. I don't know.
Wait.
Tell us.
Wait.
No, Orlando.
Jim
John is committed
Oh,
to this.
Jim Bunnett.
No, JM. JM.
Yeah.
J.M.
John Mangini. That's what it is.
John Mangini.
What did I say? Jim Maroney.
Oh, Jim. So it's Jim Maloney.
Maloney.
Wow.
Oh, that's who I meant. I obviously don't know how to pronounce his last name.
I'd have never gotten it in a million
What did
years.
I remember the name, but
I
didn't
call him
even
the first
know he
time. I
was
called
that
him
good
Maury
at
or
all.
something.
I'll give you guys. So we'll jump back to an easy one. The Diamondbacks. I think it's pretty.
Randy Johnson.
Randy
Johnson.
Johnson, yeah.
The Dodgers.
Sadie Koufax.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, it can't be Koufax because he only played 10 years.
No.
Kershaw.
No. The
Yeah,
Dodgers.
Kershaw.
Don Sutton.
Kershaw.
Oh, okay.
The Giants.
Was it Don Sutton before Kershaw broke it?
My probably
Marichal.
not Marichal, but this guy is one of my key guys. I love collecting his stuff. And
He's one of your key guys.
One of my key guys, but also like Dave Blue Jacket 66, I think likes him. But Rick especially likes this.
Oh,
guy.
Mathewson.
Yeah.
Yeah, Giants. Yeah.
Oh wow, he's still the strikeout leader.
for the Giants and the
Wow.
Padres. This will be a fun one. The Padres. See if you guys lose your mind
Padres.
over this one.
Randy Jones.
No.
No.
I don't even. Again, it's like even thinking of a pitcher for the Padres.
So let me pull up.
Randy
his,
Jones was a good pitcher, but he didn't. I don't think he played that long.
I think this guy is Cy Young. I don't think does he have a Cy Young? Yeah. Oh yeah, he does have a Cy Young award, and he's a two-time World Series champion, with one with the Red Sox and one with the Giants. He's a more recent player. Triple
Yeah,
Crown,
has to be.
Gold Glove Award, three-time
Lincecum?
All-Star. No, not Lindsay.
Oh,
No, this Padres.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're doing Padres. My bad. Sorry.
But he was with the Giants briefly. But he pitched for the Padres
no
from
idea.
2002 to 2009. He has a total, not team, but just total of 2,207 strikeouts, 152 wins. But he has
Did Barry
1,000.
Zito play for the Padres?
No, I don't think he did.
No.
1,348 total is the team record.
Trevor Hoffman.
No, not quite. I'll give you the initials. JP.
JP for the Padres.
And he won the Cy Young when he won the Cy Young when he was with the Padres. He pitched for the White Sox for 4 years, 5 years.
What year did he win the Cy Young?
I don't know.
2007.
I wasn't watching baseball at that time.
Jake Peavy.
Oh, Jesus.
I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, I should have known that. That's a good one. I
He's
should.
a
All right,
White
well-
Sox guy.
We'll finish off on this one. The Rockies. Like, if any of you guys get this, I'd be shocked. I'll put it this way. This pitcher has less than 1,000 strikeouts. That goes to show how.
Okay, well, you got to start off with the initials at least.
Tough
on this
park.
This one's.
How about an era?
I'm just gonna tell you who it is. It's Jorge De La Rosa.
one.
Never would've
forget
got
it.
that
Would've
in a million
been here
years.
all night guessing that one.
Oh man.
I'm kind of
That
mad I
was
didn't get
fun,
PV.
Sammy. That
I
was
should have known PV.
I'm so glad you taught me that Bob Friend is the Pirates' all-time strikeout leader. Never knew that. Now when I show his cards, I have to say that. He was a great guy, though. Really nice guy.
I'll do one more thing here. So let's see. I think this is hits leaders per team. So start with an easy one. The Baltimore Orioles.
Frank Robinson.
Ripken.
Yeah, Frank Robinson. Oh, Ripken.
Ripken.
Yeah,
Ripken.
good call. Yeah, Ripken.
The Red Sox.
Ted Williams.
No, I don't think he played long enough to be the hits leader there.
Boggs.
Yaz. Yastrzemski.
Yastrzemski.
Oh yeah, that's a no-brainer. Duh.
Chicago
No-brainer.
Cubs.
Ernie Banks.
Nope, he's second. I think.
Sandberg.
Nope, this is an
Santo.
older
Ron
player.
Santo.
Old player.
Oh, old player?
Yeah.
Frank Chance. Tinker or
Hack
Evers.
Wilson.
Anson, Cap Anson.
Cap Anson.
Oh, good
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Chicago White Sox.
Harold Baines.
Nope.
Wait a minute. Cap Anson didn't play for the Cubs.
Yeah, he did at one time.
They weren't called the
Frank
Cubs
Thomas.
back
No,
then.
they weren't the Cubs, but they were Chicago. Chicago.
Okay, we're on the White Sox?
Yeah.
Frank Thomas, Big Hurt.
No.
No Frank, no Harold.
Vinny
Older.
Minoso.
This guy, he his 1930 to 1950, just one team.
Oh, Luke Appling.
Luke
Yeah,
Appling.
dang it. He was Mr.
Yeah.
Sock before. I should
Yeah.
have known. I should have had that.
All right. This slam dunk, Cincinnati Reds.
Pete Rose.
The Guardians or Indians. Old player, pre-war.
Oh, Nat Ladjeway.
Nap Lajoie.
Yes, yes.
Colorado Rockies.
Pre-war
Todd
Colorado
Helton.
Rockies.
Doesn't Todd Helton own all their records?
Todd
Todd
Helton.
Helton, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, slam dunk, Detroit Tigers.
Ty Cobb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Astros.
Oh, that's not going to be a slam dunk.
No.
The
Bagwell.
Astros.
Bagwell.
No, he's second. He's in second.
Biggio.
Craig Biggio.
Yep. Slam dunk, the Royals.
Brett.
George Brett.
Yep. This one will be a fun one. The Angels. Not a Hall of
Mike
Famer, but I think his numbers are really good. When I look at his stats, let me see.
Pettit.
Dylan will know this. Dylan's an Angels fan.
Pettit. Gary Pettit. Wasn't Gary Pettit on the Angels?
Don Baylor.
No. So this guy has, let's see, how many does he have? 2,368 hits with the Angels.
Wow.
2,529 hits total, 287 home runs, 293 lifetime average.
God, I don't
Played
even
with the
know that.
Angels from 94 to 2008.
God, he close to 3,000 hits, 2,600 hits,
I would
Yeah.
not know this.
94.
He won. He's three-time All-Star, World Series champ in 2002, Silver Slugger 2 times.
Wow. That's borderline Hall of Fame. numbers.
Troy Glass.
No, not Troy Glass.
He's
I'm an Angels fan. I don't know.
What's
Garrett
that?
Anderson.
Garrett Anderson.
Garrett
Wow.
Anderson.
It is
yeah.
him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd have never guessed that.
I wouldn't have guessed. I mean,
No,
obviously
me
I
either.
didn't guess that, but that's. I liked him. He was a nice player.
Yeah.
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers all-time hit king is.
Got to be.
Don Baylor.
This guy is pre-war.
Zach Wheat.
Zach Wheat.
Yeah.
Every time you say pre-war, like Mangini gets it
Mangini.
instantly.
Yeah, that's my wheelhouse, man.
Here's a fun one. Here, this goes to show how, just it's incredible. This team has won, World Series championships, but they just don't have great accolade numbers. The Miami Marlins.
Okay.
You won't believe who it is either. He played for the Mets, and he's most known for he's a speedster, and he played for the Mets, and there was like a big play where it was a pop up, and then he just butchered.
Juan Pierre.
I remember he played for the Sox
Jeff
too. Oh no, he
Kodak.
played for the
I'm just gonna start
Cubs.
naming some guys. A speedster for the Marlins.
Yeah. He wasn't. I mean, listen. He had a decent, an okay career, not great. Because let me see if he was ever an
There's
all-star.
so many people that passed. by the
Delino
Marlins.
DeShields. Did he play for Tampa Bay?
Everybody
was
plays for the
all-star.
Marlins at one time or another.
Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong
Marlins.
player with the same name.
Oh, okay.
There's a player who shares the same name with him now, and he's a pitcher on the Mariners.
Oh, great.
I might as well just tell you who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never guess.
Luis Castillo.
Oh yeah, never would have guessed that. Just because he played for a pretty long time with the Marlins, that's the only reason. But
The Brewers.
Molitor.
Yeah.
Yount. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yep. 3,142, and Molitor had 2,281. The Minnesota Twins.
I should have got that.
Killebrew,
Kirby Puckett.
What? I think Molitor got 3,000 hits.
not
Didn't
Puckett,
he
not
get 3,000
Killebrew.
hits?
No,
He didn't.
another pre-war guy.
Oh, pre-war guy for
For the Twins?
19 played from 1915 to 1934. So
For the
Twins
Senators.
Twins and Senators.
Twins
Yep.
and Senators.
Okay, the Senators. Let's see. Back then was. Oh man. Goose Goslin.
Nope.
Hmm.
Oh.
Hall of Famer, obviously.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Initials.
SR.
R.
Let's see. Outfielder. He World Series champ, stolen base leader. 1920, 1924 won the World Series champ. Veterans Committee inducted in 1963. He had 2,987 hits. 320.
Oh, Sam Rice.
Yeah.
Rice.
Good one.
Wow. The minute you said rattle off the hits, you knew.
You can count on John for those. Yeah.
The Mets.
Hits leader. We're still doing hits leader, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All-time hits for their team. Recent player. Probably could have had a Hall of Fame career if he didn't get hurt.
Oh, I know.
David Wright?
Daryl Strawberry.
David Wright.
David Wright.
Oh, David Wright.
This one may be a slam dunk because we look at certain accolades. The Yankees.
Babe Ruth?
Ruth? No.
No.
DiMaggio.
No,
DiMaggio didn't play. He missed some time.
I think this guy leads by quite a margin.
Derek Jeter.
Yep.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, all those years and everything. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oakland Athletics. Not a Hall of Famer, but I really like this player a lot. I think he was very important to their big run.
Burt Campaneers.
Yep. I like his
Yeah.
card.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that
he was a
right?
great player.
Yep.
He doesn't get any hobby love.
Good one, Orlando.
None. He
Good
gets
pull.
none, yeah.
He gets
Philadelphia
no love.
Phillies. And I will tell you, this player leads by 4 hits.
Richie Ashburn.
Nope.
Pete Rose. No.
Recent player. Somewhat recently retired. I'm going to tell you, it's not Mike Schmidt, but he's
Chase
leading by.
Utley.
Nope. This other. He's a former MVP shortstop.
Rollins?
Rollins.
Oh,
Really?
Jimmy Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins?
Wow,
Mike
that's
Schmidt?
surprising.
Wow.
I liked him though. He was nice.
Mancini, this one's for you. The Pirates. Give it to me.
All-time hit king is Hannes Wagner.
No, it's not Honus Wagner.
Clemente.
Clemente.
Yeah, Clemente had
No, it
3,000.
isn't.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's going to get fired up.
What the hell are you talking about? Clemente has 3,000 on the button.
Right.
Hannes Wagner had more than that.
Check it, Sammy. Check it.
I'm
You
checking it
better
right
check.
now.
You better check it and recheck it because it's Hannes Wagner.
According to this, it says Clemente has 3,000. Honus Wagner has 2,967.
Oh.
What'd they do? Redo the stats?
I'm just what I'm saying, man.
They took away some hits off of Honus.
Honus Wagner sucked. He couldn't even get to 3,000 hits. What a crappy player.
Well, I want to tell you something. I have this poster right here that says that Hannes Wagner had 3,000 hits. I've been looking at this since I was a little kid, and I can tell you that Derek Jeter is just above him. He passed him when he surpassed 3,000 hits. So you need to look that up.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, look at the 3,000 hit list.
With the Pirates. Yeah, he was with the
He's
Pirates.
got to be
for
above
career.
Clemente. Clemente was 3,000 on the head. Oh, yeah.
He was.
even 3,000 in general, right?
Yeah.
Where they're saying, well, like Wagner played from Louisville, so he had
Oh,
190
that's bull. He played for the Alleghenies.
That's it. You see, he played with, yeah.
He is credited with having over 3,000 hits. Derek
But
Jeter
not with
just
the
barely
Pirates.
passed him.
Well, they take his stats from the Allegheny. Wasn't that like the
That is
minor
crazy.
leagues?
He played for Pittsburgh teams his whole career
Yeah.
in Major League Baseball.
Stats. It wasn't the majors or whatever. No.
So with
Well, he
Pittsburgh,
didn't play for another. He didn't play for another team. Where did he
Right.
get those hits?
for the Bucks, he had 2,967 hits. With Louisville, he had 453 hits.
You're freaking kidding me. Louisville.
But Louisville played with professionals. They were
Yes.
right. John hurt.
You're not going to live that one down, John. You know it, right?
For the Pirates. That's a tough one to swallow. Louisville. The hell was that? That wasn't even a major league team.
Sammy, can you give us a little rant on what John is thinking right now?
No. No.
He's saving.
No. We're gonna save this for the national.
Well, there's this theory that you know how the world was supposed to end in 2012 and the Mayan calendar ended
Right.
after 2012. Well, there's this theory that it actually did end, and we're living in an alternate universe. And so, if you think back to 2012 and how everything has changed and nothing makes sense since, it doesn't surprise me that they kicked Honus Wagner off the friggin' 3,000 hit list. In fact, I was just looking up the all-time hits since they merged these statistics. They kicked Shoeless Joe Jackson off the list, and they kicked Lefty O'Doul off the list. They were 3 and 4.
And
So
Babe Ruth
I
is
don't
no
know what's
longer
going
the-
on. I think the world ended in 2012. So I don't know anything anymore.
Babe Ruth is no longer the best player in baseball. That's it. The world has ended completely. John.
Nope.
What's
I mean,
happening?
you know, it's just hard to believe if we go back to that. Like Ty Cobb was a slap hitter, hitting all fields and everything. And for a home run hitter to bat 376 is not even believable to me. It's just not believable. Like you need a guy like Ichiro or Ty Cobb or something to bat that high.
You wound it up, Sammy. There you go.
All right.
San Diego Padres slam dunk.
Gwynn.
Yeah. Slam dunk. San Francisco Giants.
Bonds.
Huh?
Willie Mays.
Mays.
Oh, Mays. I was going to say Bonds.
Seattle Mariners.
Ichiro.
Yep.
Yeah, shoot. That's slam dunk.
Cardinals.
Musial.
Musial. I'd say Musial.
Yeah, Musial, hands down.
Yeah.
Here's a fun one I will give you is the Texas Rangers.
Juan Gonzalez.
No. He's either home run or bust.
Hits. Let's see.
This guy was a third baseman. He was pretty solid. Had a great career. I think he finished. I want to say he finished.
Alomar?
What's that?
Alomar?
No. Let's see. What were his total numbers? I think he played with the Rangers mostly. He finished with a lifetime average of 300.
What era?
2000 to 2013.
Who was the third baseman then?
Yeah, the Rangers weren't formed until like 73, right? Or something like that. 72?
Mm-hmm. Established in 61, based in Arlington since 72.
Oh, okay. So they moved to Arlington in 72.
So who was their third baseman?
Michael Young.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Who?
Wow.
Michael Young, 2,230 hits with the Rangers.
I would have never guessed that.
Moynihan should have had, but he'd know that, right?
He'd know all that.
Let me see if I can go back to any of these other ones here. I think I went through all of them. The Braves is a slam dunk.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
The Diamondbacks.
That's a tough one.
It's Luis Gonzalez.
Gonzalez.
Oh, that's right.
And I'll finish off with this one. Let's see. The Nationals / Expos.
Andre Dawson. I keep going to him.
Let me get his statistics.
Raines? Tim Raines?
No, he's number 2.
Okay.
This guy's not a Hall of Famer, played with the Expos from 80 to 92. And this guy was actually a 3-time Gold Glove, 5-time All-Star, 2-time Silver Slugger Award. He's a member of the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame.
80 to 92?
I don't know. Larry Walker?
No.
That was before him. Yeah.
So this guy he was a third baseman. He had 260 home runs, 1,125 RBIs, 2,085 hits, and a 257 lifetime average.
Third baseman for the Expos.
Yeah, in the 80s.
Oh, who was their third baseman?
3-time.
He only played 12 years?
No, he played 12 years for the Expos and then moved to the Dodgers.
1980.
Yeah.
I feel like I should know this.
That's not. Wait, Hubie Brooks.
His nickname is Eli.
I have no idea.
His nickname.
Neither do I. That even made it worse.
I think
That made it worse. I was thinking Rusty.
Pronunciation, I think it's Tim
something
Wallach.
that.
Tim Wallach?
Tim Wallach.
Tim
Yep.
Wallach?
Oh, okay, yeah. Why the heck did I say Hubie?
Oh,
Is he
man.
Going for the
Canadian?
Dodgers.
Tim Wallach Canadian?
Yeah. No, I don't think he is, but I think him playing at the Expos kind of
Canadian.
may have gotten him in there.
He might be Canadian. That sounds kind of French. Isn't Wallach? Wallach could be
It
French.
could be, yeah.
Let me see where he's from. No, he's from California.
Okay.
Or he could be Californian. Surfer dude.
But yeah, man, good fun statistics because it kind of surprises you that there's like some teams that have non-Hall of Famers leading the way.
Well, Hall of Famers aren't everything, man.
Right. There you go.
Right.
There it is. You're right. You're absolutely
Especially,
right.
I mean, it's mostly longevity
Yeah.
for the Hall of Fame.
Common players need love too.
Yeah, every guess is Amos Sonis, no matter how bad. Yeah, Eddie was asking, are we doing trivia? It kind of turned into that because I thought it would be fun to kind of look at some of these statistics and realize that it may not be the player who it would normally would be, but
Well, we covered the gamut. You went from YouTube
yeah.
to Negro Leagues to trivia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to run.
All right.
All right,
right.
sir.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought I was muted.
No, you're good, man. Thanks a lot for
Thanks
jumping.
John.
for including
Thanks,
me.
John.
That trivia was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good
Yeah,
time.
well,
All right, guys. Jason,
All right.
Orlando,
take care.
See
Sammy.
you, John.
See ya.
Take
See you,
care.
John. Yeah.
I'm not going to be too far behind. I actually have to pick up my
Yeah, I think
daughter
I'm
at
going
the
to get going
airport.
myself too, John. I mean, Sammy.
That sounds good. I will finish this off here. I'll do like a final little monologue to finish it off.
I'll listen in the chat. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
You going to finish it off now, Sammy? You want me? I'll head out.
Yeah, probably. I'm just going to finish off here, and I'll just acknowledge the madness that's going on in the chat here.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Sammy, and thanks for shouting me out. I appreciate that, my
Yeah,
friend.
a lot of fun, man.
Yeah. We'll talk soon.
Yep.
All righty. Bye-bye, everyone.
Sure. All right, everybody. I hope everybody had a fun time going through this. The big debate talking about Honus Wagner or Clemente being the ultimate hits leader. It's still up for debate. I promised myself and I promised everybody else here, I'm going to live up to it. I'm going to hold off from doing any Mangini impersonation until the National, where him and I can have a conversation and someone will film it. That's going to be the ultimate highlight, is doing that in person. So as much as you guys would want to hear it. I'm sorry, Kevin. I have to hold off. I'm glad everybody had a good time. A lot of different fun topics. That's usually what I want. Just want to jump around, have some guests on here. And Orlando has already given the thumbs up to film the conversation. I really hope that we can manage to find a place to have the YouTube gathering, because that to me is one of the highlights of going to the National, is hanging out with everybody. And honestly, it's probably going to take a lot of coordination to, I'm hoping that can be figured out. But it's, I guess if it doesn't happen, then we'll probably have to coordinate through text messaging, group text, and whatnot to figure this out. No, I honestly don't want the views. It'd be fun to do. I don't think, honestly, I swear, I haven't thought about the views being the focal point. I did my impersonation of him on my channel and did a video. It didn't register a lot of views, and so it's not even really the focal point of it. But I appreciate the thought. Now, we'll see. Stuke is saying to have a tailgate in the parking lot. Stuke, man, it's been a while, man. I imagine you're going to the National as well, I would think. So I'll see you in the parking lot. I think we probably should do that. That's actually because that parking lot's probably massive. It wouldn't be a bad idea to coordinate something like that. Somebody bring a grill and I could do a fold-out table. We'll have a tailgate Buffalo Bills style. Me in the parking lot like strangers, like teenagers, yeah, pretty much. And instead of having cassette tapes in your trunk, you'll have baseball cards. Yeah, the Cleveland lot is huge. Yeah, vintage sport flips, man. You got to bring some of your memorabilia with you to show it off. Definitely got to do that. Tailgate. I'll bring some. Yeah, there you go, Mook. Bring some tables with you, man. Bring some tables that you don't need anymore. I'm sure somebody will go through it. Yeah, guys, it's been great. Honestly, a lot of fun. I think you guys in the chat really kind of spearhead this whole thing, and excuse me, it's great to kind of get Mangini and Orlando and Jason going. It's makes my life a lot easier. At times where I do want to chime in, I get that I really have to kind of fight for that spot, but that's okay because we're all just, it's a good engaging conversation that they're having. So what's going on this rest of the week? I'm actually, let's see, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going to be out of town, so no baseball stuff planned, no card stuff planned. I do have some, let's see, I'm trying to think what videos I can put out in the next few days. I can do another, 5 vintage cards for under $100. I can do that again. But other than that, it might be good to take a little bit of a break prior to the next few weeks, but we'll see. Yeah, I guess that kind of rounds it out for tonight. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, man. We got 34. We had as many as 50 plus people. That really speaks volume. You guys are really here to have a good time, enjoy yourselves, and chat away. And and for those that are just watching, I hope you guys enjoyed it. So I'll catch up with you guys soon. I'm trying to think if there's anything for collectors that I'm doing, but not this week, probably next week. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Don, for watching. Look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Definitely next week here for another live stream, but I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.